It's where you can find teammates to exchange gaming strategies with. Be sure to scan that QR code, enter the sweepstakes, win some Tinder gold, win some cool merch from our partners at One Esports Merch. Thank you so much for sponsoring this tournament.
Damn it, I need better gaming strategies.
Yes.
You're a left swipe, 100%.
All right, well, we're going to find out what the gaming strategies are for VIRTUS.PRO and for PSG.LGD. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, VIRTUS.PRO versus PSG.LGD.
Shopee for mega shopping day. Shopee for mega shopping day.
Shopee for mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee for mega shopping day.
Shopee for mega shopping day.
Shopee for mega shopping day.
Shopee for mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee for mega shopping day.
Get the best deals this Shopee for mega shopping day.
Fallen a million times, but I get back up and I fight, and that's what you guys will do.
This is the toughest apprentice in history. May the best warrior win.
We all have different adventure stories to tell. Different paths, different choices. I chose an unusual path, a choice that is not for everyone. You are constantly moving from place to place. You have to sacrifice a lot of time. You have to focus to be on top.
Ice does have 4-star available. Oh, Ice, he's in trouble.
Every journey has ups and downs. All you need is to focus on your goal.
Just eating them all alive.
GG, let's go!
We all have different adventure stories to tell, and mine is just getting started.
Pressure, frothing on the edge of taking every
Welcome back. The One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major continues with our final series of the day. It is upper bracket time. It is VIRTUS.PRO time. PSG.LGD will go up against them. I'm here with Tsunami. I'm here with Gods. And guys, before we start off with anything else, I just want to know, I know we've seen PSG.LGD over the last 4 days because they came from the wildcards. I'm curious to hear from you who you have as a favorite here. Does VIRTUS.PRO still come in as a favorite, or have you seen enough from PSG.LGD Gods that they are going to take it?
I'm sold on PSG.LGD. I'm buying stock right now. PSG.LGD to the moon.
Diamond hands on PSG.LGD.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. I think they're getting top 3. I think they're playing some of the best Dota. That is not going to be easy to maybe game plan for. You know, they might be the best team in China right now, although IG did look pretty solid.
Yeah, let's think. Okay, so the last time we were able to get a wild card versus an upper bracket, it was IG versus Vici. IG comes out on top. Maybe some regional familiarity helping them out, but I also recall a VP interview where they said that Eastern Europe was free.
The games didn't look close. It was VP at the top, a clear one, then Na'Vi, and then a break, and then ASM Gambit. And unfortunately, Na'Vi obviously not here, but VIRTUS.PRO has just looked that good. There's a lot of things that make me worried for them then for this tournament, because if they have not been tested, you know, this is the first time. It's like, congratulations, you're upper bracket. That is really nice, of course, but did not. I think they should have played in the group stage just to get a feel, Tsunami.
Well, you're saying what? Secret loses 2 more games in the DPC and they get more tested then? Because it seemed like it was equally free in both those regions for the top dogs. Secret, I think they did plenty of research on Thunder Predator throughout all those wildcard games. If we are holding mirrors to both these top seeds in the European DPCs, then VP looks at all these LGD games. You see heavy emphasis on teamfight. Phoenix support is a big deal. Terrorblade core is a big deal. Techie... Probably not techies, but
okay. So we've talked a lot about PSG.LGD throughout the last 4 days. I want to focus our attention mostly on VIRTUS.PRO for this one, because there's a lot to say. VIRTUS.PRO, Gods, youngest team here. Like, there's only one person that's over 20. The rest is all below.
And that's where I think you're drawing a parallel to Secret is just you can't do it. VP is young. They're inexperienced. They haven't played many LANs. This is not a team who's going to get here with no match warm-up and just play their best Dota the way Secret can. On paper.
You mean like Thunder Predator? It's a pretty young team, too.
Thunder Predator has been at LANs. They've been around for a while. But
they are mostly all over 20.
Also, that group stage is just inherently kind of like lower stress, lower pressure. You're playing in your practice rooms. This is like straight onto the main stage, straight into the playoff bracket. Yeah, it's on elimination, but if you get knocked down the low bracket, you're facing elimination.
I say that makes them hungrier. I would
say they're very hungry as well.
Yeah,
they want this opportunity. They want us. They're angry. There's no crowd. They're like, I only get to sit here. I get to eyeball my opponent, but I want more.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
I also think that this is a squad that when they started being when they were promoted from VP Prodigy to VP, they obviously did a couple of interviews over the series because they won a lot of them, and then you do winners interviews. They have been wanting to play with this lineup for a long time. This is finally the time where they were able to do so. Everybody kind of, or a lot of people know about GPK and his mistake a year ago regarding contracts and whatnot, but they finally made it happen. This squad, this 5-man squad together, and they have been looking unstoppable. I want to focus on Save. Moldavian, 19 years old, captain of the squad. This squad does not have a coach, by the way, as well. This is all these 5 guys just doing it all by themselves. And I am, like, this is the youngest captain here, and making it this far, Gods, that's super impressive.
And you never see young captains. It's like every other team, the captain is usually the veteran who maybe used to play a core role, or if it's like a Puppy, a Kuro, a PPD, whatever it may be, it's like this, you know, veteran of the scene who's played 5 position and been captaining, you know, for 10+ years. But Save is just like, you know, I can do this. Very mature guy. Like, he's done an incredible job. Very impressive.
Show me another captain that's as much of a Huskar aficionado
as Save. Love that. In case people missed it, there was a game that actually, I think statistically did not matter for them, but it didn't well, it didn't stop VIRTUS.PRO from playing very, very well, including Save going for a Huskar for himself. Position 4 Huskar, went jungle, crushed the jungle, did really well. Unfortunately for him, while he was doing Roshan at minute like 7 or something stupid, did get bashed too many times in a row. Armlet totally not on point. It was a fun game. They did end up winning that within like 15 minutes or something.
Oh yeah,
like
it was a tactical feat. I'm sure the whole team converged immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been a star for sure for VP, and against Xingqiu Techies, not a big deal. Xingqiu Tusk, however, that's something that he needs to be on the lookout for. I think Xingqiu has 100% matched my expectations as far as like Chinese 4 positions. I would say the best at this tournament right now, and I think the only thing that would be counting against them is the amount of data on LGD right now.
Now, there's one parallel that I kind of drew, and I want to know if it's too far-fetched or not. Because we got on PSG.LGD, there's 2 players, 2 TI winners. They were playing in Wings 2016. Wings, obviously, they had a miracle run at TI 6, and they did really well, and they played all kinds of unique stuff. They were a young squad coming in, doing really hot, and that reminded me a lot of VIRTUS.PRO. Is that a fair parallel, or is VIRTUS.PRO not yet tested enough to make that parallel?
I don't think the age is enough to draw that parallel. Wings also had an incomparable style of Dota. They would pick any hero.
Like Huskar Jungle, you mean?
Any hero at TI,
yeah, but
at games that matter.
TI Grand Final, let's see a Huskar Jungle, you know, then maybe.
Yeah, then maybe.
Okay.
Well, in terms of the age, in terms of the hotshot, in terms of how long the honeymoon period has extended, because oftentimes I will see fresh rosters with young kids, and they look really good for like the first 3 months, especially from Eastern Europe. I'll see all these thousands of win strikes, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is just showing up on my radar, and then 3 months later it falls to pieces. This one, like you said, this is a roster that was hoping to play together, which is already kind of rare for Eastern Europe. They have stayed together for a surprising amount of time.
Yeah.
They took the promotion to real VP very well. They're on the right trajectory.
And that's a great thing, because I feel like usually what happens, even if they don't, those teams don't collapse, is players get poached. But instead, VP says, no, we believe in this team. Rather than poaching a couple players and trying to like jam them into like their already existing roster, said, let's just promote them. They're the new main team.
In all fairness, they did try to do that before.
Yeah, look, bit revisionist. You're right.
It's fair. It's fair. I do also think that if they say like Eastern Europe was a free region, there was after TI 9, VIRTUS.PRO, former VIRTUS.PRO, disbanded, reshuffled, you name it, went bad. There was a lot of dust that took a long time to settle. And perhaps for this squad, because they wanted to play together already for a while, and they had been playing together for a while, they just got a head start compared to the rest. Right?
Yeah, they took advantage of basically the wasteland that was the CIS region, where it was just tumbleweed everywhere. But I mean,
Mad Max style.
Exactly.
Man was running in here with a yeah, exactly. He's like VIRTUS.PRO prodigy. Yeah, no, but I think that they didn't have as much baggage, and that's like a big deal in that region, is to be able to come in clean and again, like maintain it for this long in the shambles that was post TI 9. I'm with Parker on this.
You're both going still to say the way of PSG.LGD.
No.
He's
I'm going
sorry.
VP.
Sorry.
I'm sold by this fresh young squad.
Okay.
I think this is the closest matchup we get today, though. Like I had EG pretty heavily favored against Fnatic, and the other 2 outcomes, I think IG being the top seed, Vici Gaming didn't look that impressive. Basically, I think the first three matchups was a clear favorite. This one, I don't know, maybe the odds slightly would favor VIRTUS.PRO, but it does feel like the most even.
It's just that we don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
VIRTUS.PRO also hasn't played in anything. We know PSG.LGD played in everything under the sun in their region. VIRTUS.PRO, we don't have any data other than the data that we got from the DPC League, which VIRTUS.PRO, that's no data. I mean, you can barely go off of that. They were not tested. We do know, however, they were the preferred scrim partner of Team Secret.
Yeah.
And that should tell you something already, that they are considered good.
Secret needs to scrim those European teams. They need to whip them into shit.
Yeah.
I know they don't want to help their competition.
Yeah, they're donating experience to other regions.
You know, those European teams need the secret practice.
The DPC League is not enough. You heard, Puppy. It's too slow pace. These kids can't handle it. Give me scrims every single day.
Yeah, VP probably did do that. I mean, we know that the Husker that we mentioned, Save, has practiced that for 10 days straight. He went into a bot lobby, practiced his timings. I mean, that's crazy to me, but you know, it worked out. Curious if we're going to see something like that here on the main stage of the major. Maybe if you do it, it's in the upper bracket in a game 2 when you're already 1 game up, right?
You need a lot of insurance before you start pulling. The other thing is that, like, as far as data is concerned, even though you're in the upper bracket, this was 1 series. Now you have 2 games worth of data on Secret. That doesn't help VP if they win. 2 games doesn't really help them. All those scrims will help them, but if they lose, then LGD is just going to be clueless on what's going on. So you are still incentivized to win in 2 games to show as little as possible.
Yeah, like the opponents facing Secret still don't know, do we have to ban IO against them?
Yeah.
Like, you don't get that round-robin experience where you can test out some things. Every opponent of Secret is going to be afraid that they can play IO and just insta-win with it with Matu IO or something. Who knows?
Yeah, no, you can't take any chances here. PSG.LGD has played a lot already. I feel like they've warmed up. They're a team that sometimes needs a little bit of time to warm up, right? So in their case, I'm actually pretty happy that they, I mean, obviously they're not very happy about it, but that they got to play wild cards and then group stages. They looked very good.
And I think what is good for them coming in, yeah, there's all this match data on them, but they pick and play a lot of heroes. They play a lot of the meta picks. They play the carry IO. We've seen not just the Xingqiu Tusk, but we've seen him play like some of the, I'd say, other metaphors like the Mirana as well. So I think LGD's hero pool is really, really diverse.
This whole patch is a surprisingly diverse hero pool. Like, even the carry pool is wide.
Yeah.
First phase picks aren't really mandatory on every single team. It seems more situational, aside from maybe the IO. But, like, otherwise, some teams will just utterly ignore Pango. And some teams will be like, I have to first phase pick or ban this.
This patch has been around for a while, and I feel like people haven't started complaining yet. It's a good sign.
That is a great sign.
It's in a good place.
You know what's also a great sign? Us seeing players on the stage, and that's what we're going to see right now.
Welcome on stage, VIRTUS.PRO. Welcome on stage, PSG.LGD.
Teams want to do is just win 4 best-of-3s and be done with it. Because that would have, oh, and a best-of-5. I guess one of those is best-of-5. Because that would mean that they would have won the major, and it sounds so simple. Just 4 series. It's just Dota 2. How hard can it be?
Just win.
Just win, lol.
Just win, lol.
It's going to be pretty difficult, though, because as Goss just mentioned, this is going to be our closest match, our closest series of the day. Both of these teams have shown a fantastic skill, but VP has not shown it recently. And I think that is something that is the main question going into the first game of this best-of-3. How does VIRTUS.PRO play on LAN compared to when they are online? They did bootcamp for the majority of the time, though, so they are used to that whole process, Gods.
Yeah, I think that's going to help them. They know they're just going to be used to being around each other. Maybe not quite the same pressure as what they're going to experience here, but it's going to help them. Just being able to gel with your teammates, knowing what you're like in person. It's always a new experience when you meet your teammates for the first time.
We saw how bad that worked out for Alliance.
Yeah, that's exactly what came to my mind as well. Just like,
too soon.
Poor FNG. What a terrible way to meet your team. You show up and that's what happens.
That's unfortunate. No, but going into this series, I want to talk heroes. I want to talk Dota. We already mentioned a couple of heroes, obviously IO, and the usual suspects keep popping off. But I want to hear if there's anything that we can expect that is a little unconventional coming out from these 2 teams.
Do we have the Venn diagram?
We have the Venn diagram.
I would like a Venn diagram, please.
I think. I just threw production under the bus. But earlier on, we had the Venn diagram.
Let's just operate under the assumption that we have the Venn diagram. Oh, look at the middle. Wow, Earthshaker's in both of them. Wow, Death Prophet's in the middle of both of them.
The Venn diagram! It's not the right one, but it's still, I'll take it.
The line diagram.
This is this is a little skewed. Obviously, PSG.LGD had a lot of data to go on, and for example, their wild cards, they only lost one series, and then they just, won 4 series in a row, so they have a high win rate.
I like it.
Hey, there it is, there it is. Only 3 heroes that overlap. That is the lowest I've seen, I think, so far.
Oh yeah, Kunkka. Oh man, I would love to see some VP Kunkka. I think that would be the flavor pick that would impress me the most. LGD, their Elder Titan. I think that's the one that I like the most from them. And in the middle, yeah, all the usual suspects. I guess Beastmaster's a little bit more highly ranked than I would have expected, but yeah, Puck, Monkey King. I would think that you may need to actually first phase Ame if you're VP. Ban out the IO, ban out the Monkey King.
Yeah.
Definitely, I would say IO +1, unless VP is planning on playing it themselves, depending on who has that first pick. And then also, I think, look to that Puck. The Monkey King is a hero both teams can play, is flexible between that core and mid role. Particularly good when you have that last pick of the draft to snag a Monkey King.
The Beastmaster is also most likely there because during the DPC League VP, like that was the, if you're talking about the Dota in Eastern Europe, there was a Beastmaster or an Enigma in almost every game. Any Necro book buyer basically had a good showing there, so I feel like something already changed a little bit since then. Just like we saw on the side of PSG.LGD, most of the heroes that have been very popular over the last week, so a little bit of what is it? A recency bias.
Correct.
Yeah. That's the one. Yes. But we're very soon ready. I don't think there's a lot of chance for cheese here, by the way.
Nah.
I mean, the Huskar 4, we mentioned it. It shouldn't come out.
It shouldn't. I don't. That seemed more like a let's just have some fun. When, we're in a match that doesn't mean a whole lot to us. Maybe the one potential cheese is an LGD Techies.
That's what I'm saying. We had upper bracket Techies earlier today. Have you forgotten?
Yeah, PSG.LGD picked it first.
Yeah. All I'm saying. But like, it's not just doing it when there's nothing on the line. It's doing it when your upper bracket life is on the line with Fnatic.
This is a team who's familiar with playing against the Techies.
Radiant team ban.
Very last few games, LGD is still kind of expanding their hero pool a little bit.
Yeah. It definitely seems like one of their big strengths is that they're quick to adapt, their hero pool's very varied, and they're able, to just kind of think on the fly. Ame, I feel like he's just played different character like almost every game. Every time I look, he's playing something new.
Definitely played a lot of different heroes, as we do still have the IO banned first phase. On the other side, PSG.LGD decided to remove
IO and Monkey King, Ame's heroes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oracle Timber on the side. The DM Timber, staple. I kind of was expecting that at least banned. Maybe not first phase, but fair enough. The Kingslayer Oracle is their other choice. They don't have a lot of data to go on, so it's interesting to see what they do end up going for.
Particularly the Oracle's just not like being a first 2 pick in many games. Usually, if Oracle comes out, it's a 3rd, 4th pick.
Yeah, unless if you're IG was first phasing it with.
So Mars comes out first. I think this hero is just rising and rising in stock every single game. It seems to be getting prioritized higher. It seems to be now the go-to offlane, and for all the Chinese teams, I think VP picked this as a block pick. They pick it just damn freaking good. They saw what Secret were doing, flex it between different lanes. Mars is definitely one of the heroes of this tournament.
Yep, you don't want to give the Mars Phoenix combo away, so PSG.LGD so much
team ban.
Pick it up, and that's hand warmers.
And Tsunami,
what's
your
up?
Streak continues. So they may have to first pick Ame's hero, and they're like, well, he's going to keep getting banned, so let's pick Ame's hero.
Gotta get this out of the way real fast.
They're worried. They're like, dude, Ame, you're going to have no hero. I mean, he plays a lot of things, but they really want to make sure they get something strong. They see the matchup most likely against the Mars. They're not expecting VP to flex it, I think, as the way other teams like Secret might.
Doubt it. No, DM's been playing a lot of it.
10 seconds remaining.
And same thing for Save. I think Lion was like his most picked hero during the DPC.
Yeah, they do tend to play it 4, but it can also be switched around if they really want to. But yes, tend to go for that as a 4 position.
So now dedicate some bans to protecting the troll. They ban out the Razor. This would be troll to deal with.
OD. Okay. I haven't seen a lot of OD this tournament.
OD's looked really bad. It's like the hero that was the most OP, the biggest fall. It was super OP at the start of the DPC. Like it did get nerfed to it, but I think even ignoring the nerfs, everyone just figured out what that hero does.
Yeah.
And I don't know, OD looks really bad. I think it was no one who played a mid OD game went into. Like
he crushed it. He got like a 7-minute meteor hammer and then did nothing.
He ended the game like 2-8-2 or something. Yeah. Like it was just shockingly underwhelming. And that's no one. Like if he can't make the hero work, then I don't know.
Dire team ban.
Terrorblade.
Okay. That kind of carry that can outrange it. Maybe you're worried about Medusa or something as well. I feel like I've seen Medusa match up pretty well against the troll.
That would be pretty.
But not sure if that's going to be something in VP's wheelhouse as much.
10 seconds remaining.
Played a fair amount of Viper, but I haven't really seen Viper at all.
5 seconds remaining.
A lot of Viper bans. I feel like so many times we see a Timber pick up, Viper banned, or some DK pick up, Viper banned. Until you know you're picking a hero that gets countered by Viper, generally you're not going to pick a Viper unless it's countering something. It very much feels like that hero's niche in the game.
I want to see GP. No one's been playing Kunkka, but I think GP.
No one indeed.
No one. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah.
Oh.
Didn't get him very far though.
Yeah, he was playing all the like 2017 mid laners. He was playing
Lina. Yeah, that's right.
I don't think. I mean, it can only be Kunkka. Do they have overall last pick? I don't think they do because they first picked. So I think you can only pick Kunkka if you have overall last pick and you know it's a good game for it. Because otherwise, it's just you got stuck with a Kunkka. We do have Death Prophet banned out. We almost forgot about her, but she's been a very popular hero across all regions.
Yeah, so VP let Tusk slide through.
Yeah, Tusk and
5 seconds remaining.
They're both not touched here in this matchup.
I guess we probably won't see Earth Spirit from VP since they have the Lion as a 4, but yeah, you can always slot Tusk as in the
Radiant team pick.
I'm kind of like a Tusk Weaver or something.
Oh, and friggin' LGD's ET has also gone untouched.
Yeah.
Although I guess Y generally plays the Phoenix, so maybe.
10 seconds remaining.
I've really liked the Mirana for Xingqiu. I think that's been one of the heroes I feel like he's excelled most on. But you need the lane for it, you need the pairing, and maybe you want to see a little bit more.
I don't know, against the Lion and Mars, I'm down for Tusk.
Yeah. Nice save.
Dire team pick.
Against,
no, he's on VP actually, Sheeper.
You're so funny tonight. You can make a comedy duo with Black and all his dad jokes.
What kind of shoes do ninjas wear, Sheeper?
Sneakers, Tsunami, because they sneak about. Alright, Shadow Shaman, we actually thought Shadow Shaman was going to be a lot more popular, but it hasn't been. He's been a little bit bullied out of the meta.
And VP pick a pretty good hero to bully Shaman out of this game as well.
5 seconds remaining.
ENG gets picked up. Perhaps that's what we need, just Secret to play some games at the tournament. People remember how good ENG is, because this hero has been weirdly absent from this tournament.
Yeah. Shadow Shaman, by the way, 70% win rate over 13-ish games.
Okay. Like this Pengo pick a lot. A little surprised they didn't pick it before the Shaman. I think it could have maybe... Oh, I mean, I guess they just wanted Shaman, because I feel like they'd be better off with like a Pengo Mirana lane here, because then you'd have the Mirana against the ENG.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think the one time that they picked up the Pengo, they didn't give it to Faith Beyond, though. They gave it to Xingqiu. And so...
But it kind of has to be Faith Beyond.
It kind of has to be Faith Beyond in this one,
with the Shaman. Unless it's a mid Pengo bats. I don't think they're going that out of the box.
Or if it's a 3 Phoenix, but I think that's also too out of the box.
So, where VP went ahead, they still need... I mean, VP's revealed so little with their draft. They've got the strong lane support, got a good dual lane in the off lane, time to pick a carrier mid. Jug comes out, good egg hitter. Decent into the troll matchup, but not amazing. Like, you can't really Omni/kill him. He's generally going to get off the battle trance and be able to turn and lifesteal a bit.
But Troll also can't reliably blind the Juggernaut.
I mean, we are missing our mid laner for both squads.
Yeah.
Most likely. So that's going to be an exciting one. We do have an Alchemist ban, just in case. Don't want to get Alchemisted. We have Queen of Pain ban. Void Spirit still in the pool of some of the usual suspects.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
But what else do we want to see? Actually, yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Void Spirit's definitely the one that stands out to me. I think particularly PSG.LGD wants some kind of low cooldown hero that can run around, make plays, start fights. They've got 2 supports that aren't particularly active and need to kind of follow up an initiator, which you've got the Pengo, but I think they want a mid laner who can also fill that role. Yeah. Although the Alchemist suggests, I mean, the Alchemist is more kind of that kind of cheese pick that we've seen run once.
They banned
Well, does that mean they want like an Invoker or something?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Usually you want, yeah, like some of those...
Invoker would be pretty good, actually. I would like that for VP.
Okay, they
I mean, yeah, that's just an Invoker ban.
Yeah.
Could be just mind games, right?
Yeah, they baited.
But then they both waste a ban. It's like, baited, force you to ban
VP gets
Invoker
to pick
now.
first, so then at least their hero is still left in the pool.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, they would have banned something else maybe, but you made them waste
10
their ban.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm down with Void Spirit.
5 seconds remaining.
I think what else? Something to dish out some damage during a Mars arena. They currently don't have a whole lot. I mean, ENG surprisingly can do pretty good damage, but...
Go back to that Viper that I was talking about.
Shadow Fiend also still in the pool. Shadow Fiend against these PSG.LGD supports is... I just don't like seeing Shadow Fiend against these Tusks, these Earth Spirits. When you see Lion Phoenix, Phoenix can kind of rotate. SF actually does work a whole lot better, and GPK is an SF specialist.
Yeah, Shaman with his like 290 move speed, he ain't ganking nobody.
Yeah.
Radiant team pick.
It's the Doom special.
Ooh.
Doom mid. It's the CIS special, Eastern Europe special, if you will.
I thought this fell out of favor, though.
No.
I thought, like, Iceberg was the only person still doing it.
Iceberg and GPK.
Oh, okay.
Mostly. This is the of the tournament.
10 seconds remaining.
If he performs the way he did in the Deep Sea League, it will also be the last. Most likely, because then it's going to get banned around the stage.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Like, no, he flavor it
That's true.
okay.
They won like everything. Kind of led the witness there.
No, that was not a flame. It would have been a really good flame if it was. No, it has worked out because he just gets so far ahead that it's going to be very difficult to kill him. And it's also considered a counter towards the troll, correct?
Yeah, I mean, he has no one else that he cares about dooming right now.
And I think what I like most about this pick is it's just going to throw PSG.LGD off. That's what Secret against Thunder Predator. Force them to play a different style of game, make them worry about their lanes. Just pick something that's non-meta, and it's like PSG.LGD is going to probably use up most of their reserve time here thinking about what this Doom does to change the game. Doubt they played against mid-Doom much at all in China. And they're going to have to, think kind of hard about how to approach this.
So either someone...
Choose your
hero! They go
hero!
with Magnus.
Wow.
Which is surprising. They did play Magnus before, but we all thought that was just because they played techies. Because they played Mag techies. That's the only time they played.
Yeah, but it's on Nothing to Say, so...
I think he played it last time, too.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
just likes the Magnus, I guess. I mean, in that game, I think it was just like, what hero do you want to play? Pick me for fun, because it wasn't an important game. But
yeah, that's what I thought, too. It's just random, but turns out, no. There was practice. Practice for the real deal here in the upper bracket.
It's kind of a greedy pick. It's like this farming hero that just wants to trade farm with Doom, has the ability to fall back, like push out the wave with Shockwave plus Empower, then farm your jungle camps. It does seem like they want to get like a secondary core so that if, Troll gets doomed, the Magnus can still have an impact on remaining.
So what do we think? Oh, you are already stuck. You're already on the diamond hands of PSG.LGD.
Oh, not for game 1, actually. They're going to win.
What?
No,
Paper hands! What is that? Come on, you can't just do that.
No. They're winning it 2-1, Sheep. This is the dip, Right now we're in dip, but I'm holding for game 2 and 3. They're going to win the series 2-1.
Okay.
I'm not selling. They're just losing game 1.
Deep value on this one.
Game 1 draft, I like VP. So we're going to predict.
So he's shorting a little bit first.
Look,
too many parallels.
I'm long on Doom. Give me a VP as well.
I gotta go for VP as well until they have Yeah, until they prove otherwise, I think they're going to be very strong going into the first game. I'm curious to hear though, what is the thing that they're going to have to do to like get ahead in the lanes? Is getting ahead in the lanes, is that enough in this game? I
don't really think it's that big of a deal. I think if the Doom lives up to the standard that it was setting in the Eastern European DPC, then even if they fall behind, I think that Troll is going to struggle to find relevance in this game. Though you're farming like crazy with Cleave from Magnus, it's not going to be enough.
But it's a Mag Troll. Always the same.
Not enough.
God, I bet you heard this 1,000 times and then some. There's a Mag in the game. There's always a chance.
I don't believe
that
that's
was
the expression.
Old Mag, I think. Old Mag.
When the Empower actually used to last for a little, like more than 5 seconds on
You still
Alice.
get the RP skewer packs if you're losing. You can like skewer people in your base.
That's what Enigma's for these days.
Yes.
Well, let's see how this first game of this best of 3 series is going to play out. We're going to head over to our commentary duo of Black and MLP.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for our final series of the night between the side of PSG.LGD and VIRTUS.PRO. And of course, I am joined once again by Mr. Black. Black, the panel, no faith in the side of LGD. I'm wondering how you feel about this matchup. Who do you think is the favorite?
Coming into this matchup, I would definitely say VP is favored, just on paper, because of how strong they have been in the EU region. They were even the only team to be taken in the grand final. It's a big feat, you know. But in this draft in particular, I think VP is also a little favored. Like Doom, refarm, Juggernaut should be farming as
30
well.
seconds to battle.
A single core draft like Troll Magnus gets pretty shut down by a Doom. Like it removes Empower, and it will be very tough for this Troll to really, as the panel said, find any relevance in this.
You weren't a big fan of the Doom pick either. You were, you seem to not like Doom because it's a bit too easy of a mid lane hero. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Black?
I mean, you do nothing, right? You literally just eat creeps, and your health region will keep you at like full health the entire time. Unless you get scored into the tower, you'll never be in danger of dying. But no, oftentimes the most boring heroes are the ones that win you games. Dragon Knight, Boom, Troll even. That's how Dota is.
Winning is generally fun. I would agree with that, John.
Winning is fun.
Me, Black. I keep calling you John. Sorry about that, Black.
That's fine. I have many names.
Yeah. The mid lane, nothing to say, is up against GPK. You talked about the Doom. You said it's a very boring hero. Into the Magnus. You've got a bit of skill potential back into the tier 1 tower, but apart from that, it should be a fairly boring lane, would you say? But
yeah, but Magnus also is one of the heroes that can really snowball out of control in an easy lane, which Doom can't pressure Magnus like at all, 0%. So I'm expecting Magnus to be doing quite well here for himself as well. And it should just be a trade farm lane. Nobody should be dying here until level 6 at least.
Fair enough. Of course, we're looking at top lane. Oh, actually, skill back in the mid lane. JPK with a fair bit of damage. That's what I was just talking about as well. Nothing to say. He's going to be looking for those skill bats anytime he can get them. I think that's the one way you win the lane as well, just getting those skills. The bot lane. Bit of action there as well. You see why. They along with Arme, also the Lion and Mars, DM. This lane all seems to have a...
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
I was about to say, I feel like the Troll's not going to have too many issues. Unless you get caught out by one of the stuns, it should be just fine.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you, although there's a lot of potential for Disable coming out here from the dive side. Not the biggest one of damage blowing up our spin, but we have to see what you can do here. Into the base, which now leaves Pangoli alone, should be giving free farm to the Juggernaut.
It should lane
there, up top. And we have seen how much damage Juggernaut can do if he is just left unchecked. Like he has carried countless games. GPK, a little scared here of the skewer again, taking the big round.
I think it's fair, right? Like the Doom, very low armor. Obviously the tower does a lot of damage. And as the levels come up, and nothing to say, he's going to have a lot more damage. The top lane, speaking of damage, they do bully out Faith Beyond on the Pango. Very close call for Faith. Be able to be salved up by Syncue and make it back into the lane, but the top lane is very difficult for LGD. Like, you're up against a Jug, which is already hard enough, but then the Enchantress basically guarantees you the lane victory if you are VIRTUS.PRO.
ENG is such a lane bully, and especially with a strong carry like Juggernaut, it's almost impossible to lose this kind of lane. Gonna ensure that Nightfall is gonna have a very good time here on the Juggernaut. Scary. Like, he's gonna be building to the Battle Fury, like the most recent trend. Snowballing pretty hard.
I think that Battle Fury is always the choice during the major thus far. Like, I feel like just before the major, it was always about Maelstrom pickup into the SNY, but now the Battle Fury just seems to be the way to go. Like, more teams are just happy to be a bit greedier about it.
Yeah, most of it understandable when Jug was like Midas, Maelstrom, just Inuyasha. Yeah, said now everybody seems to be favoring the Battle Fury. Be a little bit more greedy, and just in general, in big tournaments, most players are more greedy because teams tend to be a little bit more timid. You know, you don't want to make big mistakes after the game potentially. So a lot more farming is involved generally.
Taking some experience there, Black. I heard a few
Definitely. Like online tournaments, you know, you play some carry pudges and stuff. Then it gets to LAN, suddenly your team doesn't pick you Pudge anymore, pick you Anti-Mage, pick you Terrorblade, you're like...
Why Anti-Mage? Who are you to complain about Anti-Mage? You spent half your career playing Anti-Mage, Black. I remember, I watched you for a very long time.
I'm not complaining, you know, it's more like Pudge is more fun than Anti-Mage.
Bot lane. Stun out, no follow-up speed, but now the Shackles is out. Xingqiu, the rotation over, save can be slowed up, and that should be a first blood, unless the God's Rebuke might be enough. Save. He should be gone, and he is. Xingqiu does eventually get the kill. Very nice rotation from the Shaman.
The ranged treant, as we call him, hit it for like 90 damage every hit. Absolutely brutal. Rotation here, leaving the Pango pretty stranded though, and giving the Juggernaut more free farm. A mid lane, actually, I didn't notice. Nothing to say is dominant.
Wow.
To 19.
You're very confident that the Doom should have a pretty easy time, but I suppose with that level 3 in power, nothing to say. As long as you can just out CS the Doom, it's really not an issue.
Yeah, like all Doom wants to do, why he's so popular, well, not popular, why he's strong in mid lane is you just outfarm the opponent, but doesn't seem to be the case here. Nothing to say. Fantastic job at CSing. Keep PK quite cut down here.
Haste!
Faith Beyond, though, really has been behind, and I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with the decision to leave Faith in that top lane, because as the Shaman, you really can't do much against the Enchantress and the Jug. You may as well just leave him and try to win out the other lane and just kind of sack the off lane, it seems. Faith is going to try and pull the wave. It's a nice little play, but he's not really going to get away with it, I don't think. Kingslayer, he'll get half the wave, but now he's going to be chased down. Faith. Meanwhile, mid lane, there is going to be a lot of action onto GPK. They do skewer him back, but a nice Earth Spike there from Save, who does quite literally save the day for his mid Doom. Or maybe not. Icarus dive out. It's not going to be enough.
From Devour, too high. Not able to get a kill here, and there was RPU. Very good rotation here from Save. Nice by Fabian, well done. But it doesn't really help him too much, you know? He doesn't get much experience, he doesn't get much farm on his Pangolier right now. He has been sitting at 2.2k net worth for the 2 minutes.
Where are you going?
Oh, they surround.
Slayer, he is not giving up. Yeah, Fabian, the poor guy just won't be left alone. He'll go to the he'll try to help up. Be away, it's not good enough. Yes, it is. Just barely, and now nothing to say he's going to come in. Anything done on the mag. He's got a lot of damage.
Nice.
Stewart is there. Kingslayer looks like he's gone.
I do have
easy one.
Get something for his time.
That's Omnislash used for nothing, and they lost the support on top of it.
He looked so far, I'm going to say. I mean, most people just favoring VP, but at least now things are looking good. In fact, Arme, it's the stun. Save, been unfortunate for him, and Arme going to be thanking his lucky stars.
I don't know what happened, by the way, but they removed the auto-targeting on Lion stuns. If you click on heroes now, it doesn't follow them anymore like it used to. Made that cruel mission missing, fortunately.
It's 21 net black, I think. people know how to stun, right? Sure.
Yeah. Changed it. Telling people they changed it. It was a shadow change. I was like, click on that guy, and it moves away, and I start the floor. My teammates are like, what are you doing, bro?
Just an intended feature. Mid lane, power taken by the line. Say no, I'm gonna be there in time. Skewer is good. Only Thunder doesn't take from face down. No, but considering the fact that Faith has bad luck, he is still able to tap across them.
I love the rotate. He knows he can't really roll the Juggernaut, so why not just make life for the troll? It's really easier. Rotation here makes perfect sense.
Certainly agree. Faith, I mean, he's gonna have no farm. He's already accepted that, but he can still be quite disruptive. See where he heads next. The top lane, Nightfall, is forcing in the tier 1 tower.
Radiant's top tower is
the Phoenix, and he can try to slow this down, but there are more heroes coming, and VP looks like they are going to commit all the way, especially with this enchantment creep.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, this top tower is not super important, so I don't think VP will hard commit anything. They just want to force patience, which they did. 3 heroes at the top lane there. So well done by VP. They really just don't really have an aggressive lineup. Like, the only initiation they have will come from Mars. He doesn't have the greatest game himself, so I'm expecting a very passive farm game from the VP side here. Of course, as we said, Juggernaut going into the Battle Fury. But that being said, they're up to the bot lane. If Troll gets caught out, they have Doom available, and Lion is there as well.
Well, Arme hasn't seen him yet either. The smoke not broken, save. He can get range for that Hex now. Arme,
no, he's there.
Get a big surprise for himself. There's your Doom out. He's got no help on the way. They've just allowed Arme to die. Chances are you won't be able to save him anyway. Nice rotation.
You always want to make sure you use that Doom.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
getting
attack.
one of the most important kills here. CQ posturing very aggressively. He's all by himself actually.
Radiant's
nice body block.
Yeah, body blocks are there. GPK now. Sage is going to make his way in. Kingslayer, he'll join in as well. And that'll get that Shaman. CQ, he tried.
Dire's top tower.
End up paying
very optimistic. I'm not gonna lie, it was unusual from CQ. Usually he doesn't go for these kind of very high risk, low reward plays. Maybe feeling himself a little bit here.
Why the hell not?
Radiant's bottom tower
Miss every
is under attack.
You don't take black.
Yep, on the stage, you know, you gotta show your charisma, show your flashiness.
Bottom tower is
all
under
about.
attack. Radiant structures are
nothing to say now. He's smoked up with Y. They're gonna put deep wards down. Does have an invis rune, but they're waiting for someone in the mid lane. Now DPK's gonna show up and immediately an RP comes up. No hesitation, nothing to say, but do they have the damage up for GPK? He's alright for now. Why? He's gonna go even further, but now the Hex is there. Save. Again, with a great save with the Rolling Thunder. It's from Faith beyond. It's going all the way into GPK. GPK could not avoid the Rolling Thunder at all. Meanwhile, nothing to say. He will go after DM. 2-2 trade. But LGD, they only lose their supports. VIRTUS.PRO losing 2 cores. Definitely very favorable for LGD.
Yeah, it started off so weird too for LGD. They used 2 RP as well as the Pangolier came in very late, but like, how did that end up going so well for them? You know, like VP responded very quickly. Still ended up losing support here. LG just lost 2 support here. It's very favorable trade. A lot of time wasted here for VP. However, at least they have Juggernaut still free farming, so that's like, you know, there's silver lining there. But Troll and Max are both out farming the other cores.
You know, with Arme on the Troll, he's going to have a much earlier power spike than the Jug is. That's the one thing, right? If he can pick up a quick Battle Fury and just get involved with his team, maybe after the BKB, things could get quite scary for the side of VIRTUS.PRO. At least the way things are going.
Interesting item build here also by Arme. He's choosing to go for the Battle Fury, even though he already has the Max on his team. It's gonna be double greed. As we said, man, like, people in this tournament have been all about that greed, getting away with it.
Very greedy.
Like, Battle Fury plus Max, this is you literally like 2 hit
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
which speed he's going to be farming. And they're getting away with it during the up by 2k gold.
Yeah. Bot lane, Faith Beyond. Say hello over to the Enchantress, but won't commit. He is going to run into TM now. TM
just kind of
ignoring Now CQ is going to come over, but they aren't going to be in range to hex up the Mars. They're thinking better of it. Won't initiate. TM. The save was around anyway, so it probably wouldn't have been the best idea.
Very early.
They still go for a smoke.
They do have RP online again. RP online, Tango Roll online, Shaman Wards online. A lot of potential damage output here. Okay, might be casualty again.
Oh, another great RP. The ward really paying off for LGD. They get the Doom again. And it all goes back to that one ward on the high ground.
Yeah, which is it's quite interesting that VP didn't deward that after what happened last time. The obvious ward spot. As we said, paid off again. In one more before his BKB timing. And now they're here to pressure mid tower. Troll
VP
already picked up his Battle Fury as well, but so did Juggernaut. But you just see like Troll should be, you know, just flying off the charts here soon. With that Empower, with the Battle Fury, farming at an incredible rate.
See how well Nightfall can keep up. So far, so good. Mate, definitely looking to start to escalate. He's already queued up the S and Y on that Troll. Pretty standard stuff. I imagine the battle, the BKB comes right after. But you can fight with the S and Y quite effectively.
Yeah, S and Y is just like so good now that it gives 25% status with this. It got buffed up from 16% previously. An amazing item, goes very well with his lifesteal, provided from the ultimate, of course, which also gets increased by it. It's just overall a perfect control. Gives him tank ability, gives him mobility, everything he lacks. Once.
Big smoke up. VP trying to loop through the mid lane. The Mina bounty runes do spawn up. They're going to just kind of let go of this smoke now. Maybe just try and find another opportunity.
It's very problematic in PvP. Like the lineup is not really can't do anything until they get the Blink Dagger on the line as well as the Mars. Mars already has his Blink Dagger now, but they don't really have a whole lot of follow-up opportunities. Passive lineup, passive playstyle.
They've got the spear out. Very nice initiation DM. That'll be wide gone. Maybe he can get the X off time. No, he's gone. Now the arena is in. DM locking them down. Not going to be quite enough. Nightfall. He's on the Omnium onto Secure. Kills off the Shaman. He will not say he has an RP very soon. In fact, he has it right now. Just needs to find the moment. DBK. He caught, but he just threw the Doom out now onto Arme. The trouble can't battle Trent. Magnus jumping right onto save. It is not going to help Arme. He is still alive, but eventually he is going to take out the RP. Never really happened.
Nope. It was very unfortunate. He wanted to score the line into the rest of the team and then RP, but time preemptively used Earth Spike on another hero and nothing to take, but slipped on the by the corner. Was very unfortunate. Like otherwise, I feel like team fight might be looking very different. You know, there was a perfect setup for like a 3-man RP if you get that score. Fortunate stun here.
I'll take that.
By save. Maybe it was planned, you know, maybe it's a fun bet. We don't know that.
Never know. You can again go for another smoke if you're LGD. You know how the ultis are down on VIRTUS.PRO and you've still got an RP to play with. They are still very strong against the line VP here. They're not behind by any stretch.
Doom is on cooldown, which is one of the most important abilities they have. So wouldn't mind that I was just kind of make the jungle, get the speed wards in, be able to pick off the Juggernaut with that RP potentially. Who's also going Saint Joshua. The carries just have mirrored item builds, like completely mirrored.
Precious bounty.
Or they can actually go into the road. Okay.
Alright.
VP should be able to fight and he also knows this. They have Pangolin, they have Shaman Ward, they have Troll, one of the best road players in the game. Carry.
Oh, DD, he's gonna get it free.
What is the best counter to do?
What is it?
And Ages of Immortal.
Wow.
And you come back.
If
and
I know Roshan,
And you don't.
he'll be back in a few minutes.
You ever considered going pro in this game? You might be good.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Got a couple of times, but you know, I'm trying to take life slow. With them very calculated.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they've got the Aegis now. They've got a pretty decent power fight on pretty much everyone on LGD. VIRTUS.PRO probably not going to be too interested to fight, but they might have no choice because the Rolling Thunder are going to cancel the TP on their Kingslayer.
Bong, 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 and Kingslayer is gone. Just a +5 though, but still a good effort here by LGD. Find him in the jungle and pick him off. Still a good chunk of gold.
Will desperately trying to farm up his top lane. Yeah, barely getting away with the blink, and now the arena is up straight onto the map. Nothing to say. He's trapped in. VPK wants to do, but a nice illusion rune to pop. Nothing to say. But we're fine. VPK will tip back out.
Yeah. Wonder what he tipped him for. He did the hands up. What happened after that? And Doom is going straight into Shiva's guard. He knows he doesn't Blink Dagger because Lion as well as Mars are going for one, so he doesn't do the front line, keep information for his teammates. Juggernaut got caught out, but no follow-up.
Fine.
Dire's bottom tower
it's so
is
hard
under
to
attack.
Juggernaut with St. Joshua. Status resistance so handy, as well as the additional healing of course provided.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Also fine.
It's gonna be okay. Still got the battle trends. The only thing he's really going to be worried about is that Doom from DPK.
He is
now around.
Right now. They have to chew through 2 lives,
Dire's
which is not the
top tower
easiest
is
thing.
under attack.
Especially now that he delivered, he will be sitting at around health.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ali's going to take over the triangle this side. Very clear LGD feel very confident right now with their current path.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Up against this giant.
The Dire reinforced their structures.
I mean, they should feel very confident right now. They're walking gold up, they have Aegis, they have a Magnus RP which goes of course through the BKB, through the spin. They have all the tools they need to be able to deal with this VP draft. Maybe they're gonna go for like another tower. Choosing to play it more defensively, just wanna farm it up.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No rush. Magnus as well as Troll are super good late game cores. You have Shaman who scales very well into the late game as well as Phoenix. Your draft is designed for it. No need to rush.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire locked down their structures.
Casually.
Radiant structures are fireproof. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
DPK will come clear up a few, but certainly so. Arme on the front lines.
What are they gonna find? Who is the unfortunate player? It could be the Juggernaut, that would be the perfect catch, but Kingslayer knocking them perfect down.
Yeah, really positioning from Kingslayer. Can they find anyone else LGD? Not quite. Up to the same, no, he gets one. RP into the skewer, and they just pop the battle trap. Absolutely, now Faith beyond, he's got even more DM to get to the high ground, but my goodness. Nothing to say.
He gets a plate mail. He's a Doom at BKB. He died so damn fast. Like he died before the stun was even over. Troll with Battle Fury and Empower hitting for 250 damage already. I mean, it's really paying off now, the green that they chose to itemize for. Now 7k gold ahead. This Troll is an absolute monster. I never died as fast, gotta admit. He has 2,000 health. I thought it was going to be way more tanky than that.
He's confident that the Nightfall eventually will be able to just outscale the LGD path.
It's always hard to outscale a Troll as Juggernaut is the problem. Even once you reach that 5-6 item timing, he still has the battle trance to work with, so you'll never really be able to fight him mano a mano, you know? It'll be a big problem. especially so far. But now they know, no RP. Dire side. Age is also expired, so Troll is a realistic kill.
Very good timing. BP gonna start moving in. 8th, good positioning. He seems to know what's going on. He'll break the smoke. He has the Rolling Thunder ready with the blink.
For game, BP, like, look at I'm playing him so hard right now.
Though he gets caught by DM. He is there. Omni Slash. No playing around. The big kill.
I thought they knew exactly what's happening. Nothing to say. Perhaps thought that they're smoking top, not bottom. Paying the price for it. He is one of the richest cores on the map. Very good pickup here for the Juggernaut. Going to the Scotty next. I wonder if they might potentially run into damage issues here. I guess they do have to do percentage damage from the Infernal Blade, so should still be alright. That itemization.
If he's alive, I mean, last time, be alive to use your spells.
He got blown. Like, so I don't think he expected that either. Like, he died when RP was just half gone in
Nevertheless, VP seem to be slowly making their way here. Yeah, there is still a 7k net worth lead for LGD, but they don't seem to... You look at the Jug, Nightfall, obviously he's going to have to put the team on his back a little bit this game, but pretty well in net worth from this Jug. The Scotty, ever so close now.
It's the power of Doom though. Even though there's 7k net worth behind, you know, one well-placed Doom on a Magnus or on a Troll can really just turn the tide of the fight. Net worth advantage doesn't mean a whole lot if you can't do anything with it. Another 5-man smoke
LGD.
I feel they have smoke, popping the smoke every like 5 minutes.
Happens very often, I might add.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Online, DPK always caught right in with the next phase. Once that is gone, don't get him. He's late, unable to help on the Enchantress, and Arme will keep going. The cherry on top, he'll get it. LGD, the damage output out insane, and of course, if you get the Hex initiation, it's not going to be too hard to get the kill.
GPK was a little conservative there, like unsmoked one of them, didn't pop Gibby straight away. He had like a good 1 second before Shadow Shaman decided to blink in and hex him. Maybe he didn't think they were so close, or that he had a blink dagger, but the blink dagger reveal.
Is under attack.
And up, getting them 2 kills. 8 net worth lead now, and Troll is dropping very rapidly. So is Juggernaut though.
Is under attack.
Matchup is not good for Juggernaut. Troll.
Arme sort of spotted out the M for a second. I see another smoke. They're grouping up again. Do they even? They can't have another one. They don't.
I feel like I haven't seen a single move from the team without a smoke so far.
Oh, nice initiation. Into again with the Hex into the shackle. Rolling Thunder with the Sun Ray will be enough damage. Arme not even needed.
Power of Shaman. The guy of the Hex, the Jekyll, follow up, there's almost nothing you can do to survive. It's just too long, it's stable for a good 8-9 seconds. The strongest single target disabler in the whole game. I always dread playing against Shadow Shaman in my top games. It's absolutely horrendous. It's actually so bad to just be Jekyll forever.
You get hero for a long time though. It's kind of good to see the Shaman back. Feels like it's been forever. That's been away.
He was very popular in the China and SCA DPC region, especially in China, and we can just see here why. Like, you get Blink Dagger, Aetherlens, the entire map is just afraid. You're off the map, everyone is afraid. This Juggernaut, he gets Hex shackled, he's dead. Really, pretty much anyone on the VP side is going to be dead if that happens to him.
Roshan, come up.
Talon's bottom roll. Perfect act for him. Potentially. Smoke up. How many smokes did they hoard?
Another smoke, LGD through the Dire jungle.
Dire's top tower is
running
under attack.
straight down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On the opposite side of the map. won't be meeting just yet. Pete taking the high ground. But so is LGD. I don't think they're just gonna move back into their own high ground here. Way too sketchy. Like no lane is being pushed.
Both of them just gonna hold that high ground.
Cold War.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Both teams know the Roshan's already up.
Radiant's bottom tower is
under the top tier 2 tower instead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It's gonna be a tough fight.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Certainly. Like the top
Looks like Radiant closed the blast doors. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I fall.
Just stop the Roshan and Juggernaut eventually. Alright, very brave. They don't have the fastest Rosh lineup, and LGD is right in the neighborhood.
They are the dangerous time in with the Rolling Thunder and the RP. Everything committed. They want that just on, but he is not dead yet. He's actually quite tanky. He continues to survive even after all the spells thrown out. Now with the Omni, trying to turn it back around. Nobody dies yet. The right side.
After Arme, the
strong is still on can battle track, and now will right on survive 4. He'll get a kill to the Phoenix. Chased out by Arme. He'll be fine, but no, CQ's there with the shackles holding him down, but nobody's there to follow up CQ. Now with the Hex, still holds the jump. Nobody's dying. Here, comes back in for the spear. Earthquake out from Save. They will kill off Arme. Very extended team
committed by Radiant, and they still lost the team fight. It was such a messy fight for them. The 3 went into the pit. Troll can't follow up. He doesn't have a blink dagger himself. But they went in without their biggest damage leader, and they just couldn't kill the Juggernaut, who had a healing ward stationed outside the Roche pit, healing him throughout the entire duration of all these stuns. So well.
Here out. Why again? He glimmers, but it's not going to help him. Not underneath the dust of VIRTUS.PRO. That was a dieback indeed, Black. Into the Roshan pit again.
Radiant's courier was caught in the crossfire.
Roshan for VP, taking up the courier as well. And this is Aegis and Sheep. VP suddenly back to the fighters.
Dota!
No contest.
Was a huge under by LGD or / miscommunication. Like if the troll is in the pit, the Juggernaut will die right away. So far away, he was getting controlled on this at the sideline by the Lion. Very well played by Save here, probably saving potentially the game. Because that Roshan fight was very game-winning for them, or rather, staging comeback for them. Here, troll on the side gets impaled as well and doomed up. They tried to burst the Juggernaut, but as I said, the healing ward outside the pit the entire time, healing up so much because he could finish that Scuddy. Troll just never got to play the fight because he got doomed up.
VP now, they've pretty much closed the net worth lead that was there, and now moving to the mid lane. See Nightfall how farmed he is in that jug. Huge.
Absolutely humongous. He's out-farming a troll with Battle Fury and Emperor. It is remarkable. Nightfall, one of the best carries in the CIS region for quite a while now, and again showing why. Amazing performance, currently sitting 2-0 and 5. Still a deathless game from him. Very good showing.
Yeah, I mean, 800 got away from the Ags now, and that's when it's going to feel much harder to go into VP once that Ags is up. That's the timing you talked about earlier. Eventually, VP will be a bit of a powerhouse with this draft.
Radiant's bottom tower is
down to the bot lane, on the tier 2 bottom tower.
That's just the biggest problem, you know, like Satanic was nerfed so it doesn't give status resistance anymore. Now St. Joshua is the item that gives Titan Sliver, which they didn't find. So this Doom, the Scroll Warlock is gonna be absolutely game winning. It's gonna last for 12 seconds where he can't BKB, can't battle test, he just can't fight. So at 19k net worth hero is just taken out of the fight completely. There's nothing to do about it unless they burst Doom.
Long thunder is committed. He's going to go straight in on the Nightfall. The spin is there in time. And now the RPG. He got three to the skewer. It's not going to catch anyone. The turn is out. They have got Arme, I believe, with that turn. The M still falling very, very low. But Arme now being moved up. What do you do after the BKB is out? He gets hit. Spear there. Nothing to say. Still does DM. And Arme is going to be safe. But now Dominic being committed by Nightfall. They'll get one. It'll be wide. Nightfall. The answer. Turn around for a switch slash. Back in with the Doom to Burt. They get the shackles though. If Corson Johnson is no more damage Nightfall, he is still fine to continue fighting. Nothing to say. Is not going to die. Barely get out. An absolute mess.
Close fight here. It was a huge P, but nothing to say. Otherwise, this fight could look very, very ugly for ENG here. It was very unfortunate. Troll used BKB and ult, and he was hitting the marks the entire time from the front of the core war. Massively reduced the damage. Really kill anyone because of that.
What do you go for next if you're Nightfall on this juggler? Any we're looking for here for this Juggernaut?
Most probably a Basher. And Basher doesn't really give a whole lot of damage, so maybe a Butterfly could be a pretty good choice too. But most people do just go for the Abyssal Blade, for the potential Sable. And it should be the same for Troll here as well. Yeah, almost Abyssal Blade on him.
Oh, they ran right in. Hex. Again, no committal. They had a little bit afraid.
I mean, sitting at 3K, it's an incredibly hard kill.
Arme forced BKB, Faith Beyond, even gives the roll of Thunder to make sure he gets out.
That means it's
Nightfall.
Power will go down without contest.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You know, this is
in full control.
You have this RP, have this Phoenix Egg, you can win a game pretty much from any position in this game. You know, you get a good RP on 3-4 heroes, it's completely turn around the game. Magnus is such a game-winning hero. It's very terrifying to go up against that game.
Spike save. That's not stuff why. Don't have any teammates around to really help. Back at Arme, he does actually have the Abyssal Blade available on the Troll, which could be quite game-changing. Even nothing to say now, having a Basher coming out.
Just want to get as much disables as possible against the Juggernaut here. Because they just need to sustain through the Doom. If they can live through the Doom on the Troll, they're going to be in a very good shape in the team fight. It's almost a mid, you know? Juggernaut, okay. Go.
RP,
Nice one,
time. Great for Nightfall. It's Beyond, he's still in with the Rolling Thunder. They are going to get kicked there, but now Tommy's going to go straight through everybody. Why is Purdy gone? The mag very, very low. Can't take care of him. Nothing to say. He will try to skew around. They're going to chase him down. Gets a blink away.
Dire's bottom tower is
say the great escape.
One horn.
They're going to leave it be.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They tried to go for a very cute play on the Juggernaut. You know, Aegis ran out as he RP'd him, but he was so fast on that spin. If he doesn't spin there, he's dead. With Aegis running out, and they're just gonna lose the team fight on the back of it, but well played here by Nightfall. Just showing again why he's considered one of the best carries right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Butterfly? Almost completed on the Juggernaut. I'm very happy with this choice over Bash. You don't need for the stables. You have Mars, you have Lion.
They bought the Mars, DM trouble. In the circle odds, he will drop and the shackles again from CQ. Holding another down. So Arme gets the double kill now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Without the RP, you know, like they probably thought is gonna sit back, just farm, but nope. They know that DP is still secure. Punish them hardcore for it. Mars dead for 40, no buyback. Potentially threaten the high ground here. Probably
is under attack.
A little bit out of the Juggernaut, probably.
Top tower is under attack.
Little Pente sword found for Arme. It's going to help out the cause a little bit.
Certainly.
Butterfly up, like you said.
But building straight into an MKB. Will have another 3 and goal. And the butterfly suddenly doesn't do so much anymore. Roll is gonna go damn hard once he has an MKB. Like one of the blade could just kill anybody on the VP side.
Of the fact that not to say did actually find a ninja gear on the Magnus now, so he can really just sneak around the team fight to find that really perfect RP. He's gonna go poppers now, try and push out that top lane. Meanwhile, VP just stick it around together. They might go for a smoke up. They have one.
Found a timeless relic. Oh my god, it's gonna be so easy for Doom duration. Probably the best item you could possibly find.
Even with a telescope, somebody else to just to really add that range. He will enjoy that too. This is the Roshan.
Incredibly scary right now. Pure LGD. There is so much potential disable coming out from Mars, from Doom, from the Lion. Looking up 5 and into the pit. They know they're doing Roshan.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
Courier's gone. VP. Careful, think you look, but they found the arena, but not in time. The Speedball thing. He's got it's around GM. He is trapped, he's gone. He's getting. He'll get the Doom on the trommel. He's still fine. Meanwhile, 5-4. Getting a mega kill. 6 kills. Now the Omni, no. Swift Slash has been loaded.
Burning.
Nightfall's gonna die. King Slayer trying to run. He will be another casualty of war. No DD. A 4-for-1. And I think that's a pretty easy Roshan for them now.
Very easy Roshan. The Phoenix pretty much solo killed the Juggernaut out there. And suddenly took him down to 80 to 0%. It's exact by Phoenix. Ridiculously scaling abilities in all of Dota. Percentage-based damage, man, I'm telling you, it's the future of Dota. It is the future of gaming.
Salesperson?
Price.
Precious bounty.
I could be. Maybe my next life.
Trying to sell me a product.
Gotta admit though, after
middle tower
being dead, can you really deny the product? Probably not.
No, I can't. So, definitely solid.
Now back up to 12 KD, and the Aegis is back in Troll's hands. Yeah. Ace, snagging it up. Who also is sitting on an Invisible Blade as well as Refresher Shard now. Could be a double up in it.
Looks like he's having issues deciding what items he wants though.
I would too.
Too many things to choose from.
I think Echo Saber might be a little less value than an Abyssal Blade, but Mana Region is value. Do they have another smoke up? No.
Do have an ninja gear, but that's about it.
They just wait for RP cooldown. Double damage rune activated.
I had such plans.
So game winning for them.
He might be wants to smoke, and yeah, they can run smoke up into the mid lane. They're gonna see Fate Beyond first. Nothing to say. Happy smoke broken. So already starts this way. Secure the second Abyssal. Beyond P, everything committed. Nightfall. Can he survive through another stun? But he is still alive. Nightfall will spin his way out. BGM, he'll be the one to block. Nothing to say. The skill of save and GPK. Will go down a boot. Somehow Nightfall survived all that. I guess that's part of the VP. LGD, they got high ground.
But they still have another RP, so the same thing can happen again. Just this time, out the back of the Doom. Have to be so careful.
Oh, what a
shackle range!
Structures
Look at the arc! Long! Damn long! He's been playing stretchy after too long.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Middle tower
Didn't try to go down, mate. The first racks of the game.
And they don't
under attack.
They know Doom has no buyback now, I think, because otherwise VP wouldn't be playing so scared, you know? Gonna go for a second hit here. Stinking Sphere up, as well as Lotus Orb up as well. And Power Troll at this stage is hitting way too damn hard. They didn't see that move on him, but still, he's running the Aegis.
Dyer's bottom barracks have
Later
fallen.
barracks, LGD looks very powerful. 25k net worth lead after all
of
is said and done.
Like just 5 minutes ago, it was like pretty much even, and now suddenly it's all LGD. This is just a problem in late game, you know. They have 2 Abyssal Blades, they have RP, just so much to say through BKB, through the Juggernaut. Like, he's never really gonna feel comfortable fighting this game. Like, he has a ton of net worth, sure, but if he can't hit anyone, it doesn't mean anything.
He's still moving into the Radiant jungle. What's the game plan now? Like, you've got this 6-dollar jug. Things are still looking decent enough for VP if you kind of ignore the net worth advantage. Nightfall could definitely still carry this game for VP. But is it? Are we in divine territory here? Do we? Rapey.
Rapey 100%. And if you get a Doom out on a target that has no ages, they want a Doom that's without ages, but it's still there for 1 minute and they're looking for the next fight. This fight could potentially end the game in LGD's favor here.
With the smoke, you've got double egg on Y.
Guild the RP stun talent. Now
Nightfall.
5 seconds.
Nightfall. Oh. Broken on Arme. Very close for Nightfall.
He's an itchy, you could tell, man. Like, he was like, oh, I could have been right here.
They're going to force him to fight. They can't lose this time in the barracks. It might be a little bit too challenging to get to Megas. Arme ignoring everyone that will stun him up. Rolling Thunder has been stunned by hit beyond. Back the way of the Enchantress. He'll get King Slam, he'll buy back. Hit 3 tower down, and that's enough to LGD. Very conservative play, but pay off. LGD right out of there.
I don't want to be stuck in a scenario where Troll is low health and they fully commit on him and Aegis is out at the same time. So they want to make sure they have a fight on their terms, basically.
Barracks are under attack.
Because, as we said, there's no rush at all. Soon Magnus will get his own refresher, probably. He'll have double RP. There's just too many tools to disable VP at this point. Like, Juggernaut is the only damage dealer, and he's just permanently getting disabled in team fights.
They're going back to the top lane. They won't commit anyway. They could probably just wait out the Serpent wards and everything else.
They could also just continue building up the net worth lead. Yeah, no rush whatsoever. They go fake through bubble.
Wrong Thunder. Fake. Pump faking.
Faking. Us more nervous. I wonder if we are more nervous or his teammates. Is he gonna go in? Is he gonna go in? Nothing to say. He's sweating next to him. He's sweating buckets.
I think they'd be more stressed than we would be, Mr. Black. Appreciate it.
But I would hope so, because there's not a whole lot on the line for us.
Definitely not.
Juggernaut sitting at the
Nightfall.
You know what they say, right?
For his team.
If you only have 1 Rex to defend, it's easy. If 3 lanes to worry about, Dota becomes hard. If there's only 1, it's super simple, right? Just defend that one side, no problem.
Hit by LGD, and RP is out, no spin is there. They get the longest in time. TM, the double Arena, Abyssal, the power trap, every going up on Juggernaut. He's gone. He can buy back and walk a minute, but they've lost TM. They'll probably lose enough. And there goes Kingslayer. GPK is just trying to run as well. That ball has been hexed once again. GPK is forced to throw his body at the side of LGD to protect the jump, but the GG's
Dyer's top barracks
and LGD is supposed to bring off the game 1 victory.
Yeah, it looked like the game was slipping a little off the head, you know, after that road fight. Then calm, taking it, another good fight, and the next Roshan, taking back control of the game. Really well played here by PSG.LGD, and they're looking very solid. Initially, I thought, you know, VP would outplay them, but maybe LGD is actually on par with VP. Point. Initially, I thought, you know, VP would outplay them, but maybe LGD is actually on par with VP at this point.
With that, we are going to see what they think about LGD taking game 1.
What do we think about how LGD did in game 1? We think it's pretty good. We think it's pretty good Dota being played here on the main stage of the Singapore Major. Here with
yes!
And
do you miss the intense passion? Best teams in the world. Powerful emotions. Epic fights. Stunning rivalries. It's time for the biggest comeback. Singapore. This March. Land Major Dota is coming back.
Strongest team in China, because this I think was the best game we've had of this entire upper bracket so far.
Agreed.
Very, very back and forth. Even though LGD had a net worth advantage for the majority of the game, Nightfall was trying his damnedest to carry with that Juggernaut, but eventually just Troll was just past the point of no return.
Look at that healing ward, by the way.
Yeah.
Full duration healing ward. That is the absolute Juggernaut dream. Look at that. It's just sitting there chilling.
So good.
Being a little cat.
Perimeter. Guarding it, and overall the team fights, it was tough. So they needed big plays like that to win these team fights because Doom was constantly... The Lotus Orbs were amazing from LGD. I was seeing so many Earth Spikes be reflected. Doom was getting reflected at least once or twice, and just as a discouragement, VP was very, very uncomfortable targeting anyone.
And this has been one of the big common themes between the teams from China, is this big team fight, because it's Pango Ultimate, it's Phoenix Ultimate, and then Magnus Norm. We haven't seen the Magnus, oh well, we did, but in kind of a gimmicky game, but it's always this big team fight synergy that they're going for, and on the VP side, they had some good fights, but overall it just felt like they were outgunned every single time there was a 5-on-5 clash.
Yeah, I think also maybe there was a little bit of a draft issue, because obviously the arena is nice, but that's all they have.
Yeah.
They don't really have anything to synergize with that, per se. I guess you can spin on a target that is attached to a wall, but that's kind of where it ends.
Yeah, and that's all just from the core. The supports, this Enchantress was getting evaporated in nearly every single fight. She wouldn't even be meaning to get caught in an RP, and then just gets killed in the cleave in the process, and can't really do anything against the egg, getting bounced around by Pango. It's a lane dominator, but as Secret showed, you kind of have to win the game early on to make it look as good as it does. Otherwise, you go into these team fights and Enchantress kind of looks a little lost.
The PSG.LGD got ahead in the laning stage a little bit, and they just edged ahead further forward, and they got quite a big dominating lead at the end, but they still took quite some time to be able to actually breach high ground gods.
Yeah, they did. I think it's...
respect.
A bit of respect, definitely you could see there. They're just looking to drop some serpent wards, poke the tower, then back off. It was kind of that clean, let's play it safe. We saw it a bit from like EG earlier today, where they knew their draft wasn't going to fall off. They weren't in a rush, and I think they're just going to be a safer team than what you see like from the likes of Seeker, just like, hey, you know, we can go like in, but why? Like they just want to run at you.
Or roll at you.
Yeah, roll.
In the case of Faith Leon. He, I think, I mean, I'm jumping a little bit ahead here. Sorry, production. But I do think he would be our MVP because, first of all, I don't know why all these people let Pango through still, because it's such a good hero. And this was a 4th pick Pango. So.
But has Faith Beyond played it?
Oh, I can look that up for you.
Because I think that's the one thing. If it was like old 11, obviously they would have insta-banned it. Yeah, so
he has not.
First Pango performance from him at this tournament, and what a way to go out.
Yeah, 85% kill involvement, pretty damn good.
He was 3-0-25 at the end of that one. Did not die a single time. And yeah, overall, I mean, it was a good Pango game on top of that, which you know helps. But at the same time, that was just a stellar performance coming out from him. And as you said, Tsunami, this game itself felt on a higher tier.
High quality Dota.
Yeah, than the games we've seen so far. What was the main reason for that, you think? Like, what makes you get that feel?
Well, any other team fight comp that I've seen from China is the enemy team is just like, we have to leave. We cannot take this fight at all. But VP was weaving in and out. Like, they would let the Jug go in with Blade Fury, and then the rest of the team would be like, okay, we're keeping our eye on you. Doom would try to initiate with his Doom and make sure it doesn't get reflected. Mars would, you know, try to deal with the situation as well. It was much more organized rather than the chaos that I'm so used to seeing in the group stage and wildcards.
Organized chaos.
Organized chaos, exactly. Method to the madness.
Method to the madness. I mean, they could all do this, of course. I mean, this was a very intense game, but they kept their cool. You know why? Because they were very comfortable. They were sitting very comfortable, and that's thanks to one of our sponsors, Secret Lab. And if you want to experience that same professional grade sitting experience, then you can. If you go to secretlab.co, you'll be able to find out exactly how. And yeah, that's us done for now. But we'll be right back after break with Game 2 of VP versus PSG.LGD.
That's RTC, Abudendi, Tonil, and Doggo, and Kayasen! What's up? Dude, we're such huge fans! Where did you get that skin? Whoa!
JBL presents the sounds of victory. JBL Quantum Gaming headsets.
Đôi khi mình chỉ cần một ai đó lắng nghe. Tinder đã giúp mình tìm được những người bạn thú vị để sẻ chia. Giờ đây, ngày mới của mình tràn đầy những trải nghiệm mới mẻ cùng những người bạn đến từ Tinder. Tinder, thêm bạn, thêm trải nghiệm.
pressure, frothing on the edge of taking every.
Welcome back to the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major. You're joining us in our final series of the day. This is all upper bracket today, and right now we're in the middle of a series. It is VIRTUS.PRO and PSG.LGD that are going head-to-head, and PSG.LGD has already managed to take the first game off of VP, and we're going to find out if they can 2-0 sweep this, or if VP has something to say about that and forces that third game out here with Tsunami, with Gods. Guys, this game, the first game, I want to just highlight, in case anybody missed it, some people might have just joined out, VIRTUS.PRO coming out of their region as the top dog. They have not been tested. They went 7-0. They are absolutely top of their region. But is that enough?
Not to China.
Not to China, because PSG.LGD, they came fourth. They had to play tiebreakers to be here today. They almost weren't going to make it at all, and then they had to go through wild cards, and then they had to go through group stages. Still made it to the upper bracket, and looking darn good doing it. We're in the draft as well for game number 2. What changes do we want to see made? Like, was it a specific hero combo? I saw some people saying that they really like the Shadow Shaman coming out as well. Because we talked a lot about Shaman. He was picked third this game, so I'm not imagining him being picked in the first 2. But is that something to be wary of? Is that something that's bannable? How to fix the issues?
I think the Shaman was solid. I don't think that was the problem hero. I think the overwhelming team fight that, you know, VP, they played really well into and executed around it amazingly, but...
Yeah, I'm more worried about the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Don't let LGD get Phoenix, although I guess they already spent their bans, but like Phoenix, Elder Titan, the team fight supports. You know, Shaman's a great support, but he is more single target focused. He can provide control, but he's not going to single-handedly win a team fight. Serpent Wards are just nice, but they're not groundbreaking. I want the big ults gun. I want Supernova gun. I want Earth Splitter gun.
I think the Shaman is replaceable with the Lion. I feel like they achieve very similar things, and exactly as mentioned, the Phoenix gets snagged, not given to PSG.LGD. I think VP probably wanted to first to it with the Mars, but you know, PSG.LGD, they've been seeing Mars Phoenix for 4 days straight. They know what that's about.
So they can Mars now on LGD.
Unless they prefer Pengo, I don't know.
I mean, they play Mars on multiple positions. They might as well pick Mars and Pengo if they want to.
That was, I mean, last game was their first Pengo, or first Faith Beyond Pengo game.
Yes.
And so it's not a particular soft spot for them.
And we saw Mars Phoenix lose early today. EG defeated it game 1, I think, against Fnatic. The key was lots of BKBs. There's Earth Spirit with a BKB, a Beastmaster with a BKB. So
you can just run out.
Exactly.
Or built-in BKBs, Lifestealer Juggernaut.
I'm not sold on Lifestealer. after Thunder Predator was kind of lukewarm on the hero, but Jug definitely probably. So I was starting to. I'm not going to do any more stock analogies, but I was getting hot on Terrorblade, and I was like, oh, this might be the carry of the tournament. But I think Jug has just proven to be way more consistent, way more pickable, and not ban-worthy generally.
Yeah.
The Monkey King we're always seeing banned. The other primary carries are being targeted much more, but Jug's slipping through.
Wraith King was one of the most played for Nightfall during the DPC League, but I also think that I mean, all those stats are a little outdated because it was, for a lot of teams, it was very highly coveted, and then during the wildcards and the group stages, the hero kind of got ignored.
Yeah, I think Wraith kind of sucks now.
Okay.
Sorry, Wraith King.
Sorry, Wraith King. Yeah, well.
It's kind of playable, like that minus Radiance, but it just feels kind of slow. And like we saw the Secret game, they could have gone for it, but Abaddon was just a better Wraith King that game with minus Radiance because he had the kind of invulnerability of his ultimate
That's
and shield.
Matumba, man. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. LGD just bust out 2 cores, first 2 picks. They get the puck, they get the troll. They're just confident in their heroes. They don't care that they're revealing a lot with these.
No, they played that Troll very well. And Troll was picked first too then as well. And it was... It's one of those heroes that you think you can counter in the draft. And I think the only real counter we saw from it was the Doom, probably, right?
I wouldn't even say... I don't think Jug or Doom is like a true counter in either of them, really. Like, Doom can be okay because you stop the ultimate, but late game when Troll gets items, chucking some lifesteal, like, he's fine. He had the Sunray backing him up as well to heal him. This time he won't have Sunray, but...
I was hating on AA earlier in this tournament, but I honestly think AA is pretty good against Troll. Just, I don't think VP play it all too often.
Yeah.
Not too often, indeed.
They did have the option to first to a Razor in response, because that was the ban last game. They picked Troll, ban Razor. This time around, PSG picked Troll when VP still had a pick to go, but they wanted to make sure they had that teamfight pairing to go with the Phoenix. And I like it just because they recognized probably from last game, we had this Mars and no real teamfight around it. This time, let's make sure we just have that big teamfight to match up PSG.LGD, who themselves are going to be probably picking some big teamfight. They're going to want the ET or some kind of...
Can't do it. Banned out.
Okay, banned out. No ET.
And no Jogger either.
What are they going to want?
Banned out by PSG.LGD themselves. Yeah.
They might want the... let's say Abaddon, but that's banned as well. So I'm drawing blanks.
Because what are you feeling like VP is focusing? Are they just focusing Y heroes? Is that what's happening here?
Teamfight heroes in general.
I mean, is it a good idea for PSG.LGD themselves to go AA? Is that still an option?
I don't think they have any setup or any real synergy for AA right now. There's no... I mean, there is Sunray, but I wouldn't say AA stands out as a need to ban hero at this point.
How excited would you be to see the second Y Clockwork this tournament? It's the only team that played Clockwork 5, I believe.
That's also more situational. The AA and the Clockwork need something specific to validate their pick.
You know what I've been missing on the main stage? And just recently, I believe yesterday, we barely saw it as well, as the Luna position 5. I feel like that's kind of fallen off a little bit.
I think that's one of the wild card things that got figured out. Same thing with the gyrocopter. We're not seeing that. Although,
that Prophet just seems like a better Luna.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as far as 5s go.
Would agree with that, and to be honest, I kind of forgot she was still in the pool. I kind of expected her, I kind of expect her to be banned or picked first all the time, so during this phase I kind of lose track.
Although maybe a Faith Beyond Death Prophet. Not necessarily guaranteed to be Y.
Picking 3 cores to start your draft, definitely a bit odd, but I would lean towards support. I think they just, even though PSG.LGD haven't really been going to that support Death Prophet, I think they just saw these support bans and they're like, well, what's one of the best supports left? Death Prophet.
They played it on all positions. We've saw Nothing to Say play it, we saw the Y play it, and Faith Beyond as well, so definitely a good option. They go for the Tusk, so that is your Xingqiu hero.
Yeah, this is, I think, good hero. You can pair it with the Troll in lane even if you want, depending on how they want to play this. It also, I mean, it lanes well with either Death Prophet or Troll because you've got range heroes to kind of synergize with the tag team.
Or take a page out of Secret's book, try to run it in a tri-lane.
Yeah.
Good, dude.
VIRTUS.PRO's turn to pick.
King of tri-lane if there is tri-lane versus tri-lane over the edge.
Radiant team back.
This time LGD don't target GPK quite as much.
Ooh. King is back. You hated it, gods. You don't like it still? Or you're okay with it?
Big fan. No, I think they're just kind of limited in what carries are left in the pool, to be totally honest here.
10 seconds remaining.
Top meta carries mostly banned. The TB Jug were gone.
5 seconds remaining.
But whatever.
Yeah, I think playing Morph into these double silences is a bit rough. Wraithking's a hero that doesn't care if he's silenced, because one of the scariest things about this, I think, 5 Death Prophet in the mid game is this, what, 6-second silence, right?
Yep.
It's crazy. A 6-second silence on a single target, people would be like,
surely
yeah, that's good.
going to get nerfed. Like, that's going to be in the patch next week, Friday.
Yeah.
Or in classic Ice Frog style, don't touch what's great about Death Prophet, which is the silence. Instead, like, Spirit Siphon. Well, Spirit Siphon, I actually want to nerf Spirit Siphon. That's what makes her such a pain in the ass as a support, is that she has, like, inherent sustain.
The weak spell, Cryptstorm is actually the spell that's, like,
and that got buffed with the cast animation also. And so.
Yeah. The Spirit Siphon makes you really strong in lane, and then the silence in the mid game is, as far as support Death Prophet goes.
5 seconds remaining.
Or nerf Exorcism. I'd be okay with that also. If Voker gets banned, okay. So now they're hitting GPK with stands.
Yeah. Guy that's left.
Storm Spirit still in availability. Well, all the spirits actually.
Yep. None of the spirits are touched. Very unusual.
That is very unusual.
Last game we had, of course, PSG.LGD banning out that Storm Spirit. It was actually in the second phase as a respect ban to GPK. They ban out the TA.
Dire team.
Admiral
we got the Kunkka.
Yeah,
you wanted to see that one.
Let's go.
Do PSG.LGD flex the puck? We always talk about puck being a good first pick because it's flex, but it never gets flexed. This is a mid-hero. This has just been a mid-hero this entire tournament for like 20 plus picks.
10 seconds
this might
remaining.
be the time where you consider it. Bring back the Magnus.
What would he play instead?
Magnus? I don't know. Magnus sounds good versus Kunkka.
Yeah, and you have the
You support it?
I absolutely think Max sounds great as a mid. I mean, they just like that big team fight too. Otherwise,
choose your hero.
They go for a random Undying pick as support.
Otherwise, they just do something dumb.
Just pick a I mean, this is what 5 position Undying here.
Yeah, it's nothing to say on the Death Prophet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Faith Beyond on the puck.
On the puck.
Okay,
yes.
I mean they do flex the puck. That makes that's what I was kind of expecting. I didn't think you want to send the puck mid versus Kunkka, but they decide they already had the mid answer to the Kunkka and the Death Prophet.
It's the Undying an answer to.
I mean, they might just want to go with the aggressive tri-lane. Undying is really good for those.
I was considering Tusk to be the king of the tri-lanes, and then Undying was kind of laying forgotten in the waste.
But then, would you run an aggressive tri-lane with your Troll, with your Tusk, and with your Undying?
Sounds pretty scary. The Troll with the range slow, decays.
Puck can survive an offlane just fine solo.
Yeah, one of the traditional solo offlane heroes.
I mean, against the 1v1, yes. Again, a 2v1, you're getting
Yeah, but if the tri-lane is successful enough, it will force the other person up.
Right.
So then you're in a 1v1.
Yep. I'm not sure. I think I'd be a little caught out by PSG.LGD if they go for a tri-lane, but I don't think they need to necessarily. Undying and Tusk are just great lane, and they could try and win both side lanes.
This is you going for PSG.LGD.
PSG.LGD. Oh, yeah.
You said it at the start.
Yep.
Yeah, this is you going for them. This is the odds you had, the 1 and the 2. You weren't right the first one, but you can still win the series, you know? You're still good.
I was campaigning for GPK Kunkka.
Yes.
It happened, so I will pick them. Give me VIRTUS.PRO.
Okay. Say I'm a little torn. I was expecting a big thing from VP. And even though they played really good Dota, I'm also thrown off by the Undying. I can't really... I'm going for VP. Gotta go for the guys and give them a shot. And I hope that we get to see a third game with these squads because they have been playing fantastic Dota. And they will play fantastic Dota in game number 2 as well. So let's head over to our commentary team of MLP and Black.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are into the second game of VIRTUS.PRO versus PSG.LGD, and we have an immediate pause out, which gives us plenty of time to talk, Black. How are you doing? Never mind. Forget about how you're doing, sir. We're going right back into it. I don't want to hear how you're doing.
I love the response too. He's pausing the game immediately, capsing okay in chat, zooms right away. A real chat. Love it.
Indeed. How you Black? I mean, VIRTUS.PRO went to the Rage King to change things up. The panel was asking to see the Kunkka. Any faith in these Kunkka pickups? So it's one of those heroes that hasn't looked very good recently.
I feel so scared. They're playing against Puck, DP, Troll, and Tusk. Fourth the most contested hero throughout the entire major, and they combo so well together, you know, like, I am incredibly scared for VP, to say the least. When they hit their timings with Coil and Exorcism, it's gonna be incredibly tough to fight back. Rave King, though, you know, at least he has the second life to work with.
It's starting, it's
potentially can damage, but I'm favoring LG quite a bit here.
I don't know how to feel about it, right? Because the Rave King, like, seeing Nightfall, how fast he farmed last game on the Jug, theoretically on the Rave King, it's going to be much faster. You've got the inbuilt skeletons, you've built into the Midas, the Radiance, everything else. Nightfall just might get to the point where he's just out of control with the fight. That's what I'm kind of thinking.
It's possible.
I mean, the man pumps.
The lane could potentially be hard. You know, you can get caught out pretty easily by Tusk, and Puck can lay in quite a bit of damage with those right clicks as well. But we'll have to see. If he free farms, sure. the Wraith King dominating the game. But we'll have to see like until minute 3 or 4 whether he's actually free farming or not.
We'll have a look at the lanes. Mid lane, GPK and Nothing to Say going to be up against each other. The DP and Kunkka. Kunkka still one of those heroes that is quite potent in the laning phase thanks to that Tidebringer. Of course, Nothing to Say on the DP is playing DP and has Spirit Siphon. You think GPK has much of a chance of winning out this lane on the Kunkka? Maybe just with that Tidebringer abuse?
Not at all. Like, DP is considered one of the hardest counters to Kunkka lane. I'm expecting him to do very well, especially as the levels go higher. Spirit Siphon level 2, level 3.
Courier was caught in the crossfire.
Exponentially increase in strength. You're getting bullied out of lane at that point.
Radiant's courier has been slain.
Top lane, a bit of a pull here. It's like save, got a creep wave over for DM, just wanting to farm that up safely. Why trying to intervene, but there's not really much he can do, especially when they're split up. The Undying.
You don't have no sign.
Undying actually beat last pick of a draft. What a time.
Come and fight me.
So what if I swagger? Gotta keep limber.
Don't mind me.
Bye. No. The intense passion. Best teams in the world. Powerful emotions. Epic fights. Stunning rivalries. It's time for the biggest comeback. Singapore. This March, LAN Major Dota is coming back.
I'm gonna say, of course, does what? Gets the full bottle now, and well, maybe with the arcane, things do get slightly more hard.
Especially level 6 when he hits his exorcism. A lot of potential for the kill, especially with passive rotation. But yeah, GPK, one of the best contestants in the world, he is definitely overplaying his hand.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
GPK back off bot lane. Looks like they are trying to make the jump in onto Kingslayer. Not quite enough damage yet as the tag team does wear off for Sin-Q. Speaking of that bot lane, Nightfall having a pretty darn good time. 25-7. He is 4 CS behind the troll, but in terms of his own farm, he doesn't seem to be too badly affected by Faith Beyond's puck, at least quite yet. Just judging by his farm now, he should be put to go eventually into the jungle and just kind of free farm there for a while.
Yeah, we'll have to see what item he's going for. Probably just the casual phase boots and with the love of haze Radiance. To get his Radiance timing ASAP, skipping the Midas. Quite a bit. I'm a bit afraid for the Mars, to be honest, like getting pressured quite a lot. At least he's still getting those levels. What is level 6 rotations from him? DP, Exorcism with a cannon pop.
Torrent not going to connect, nothing to say. They just keep sticking around the siege creep, not actually attacking the tower right now. Unfortunately, LGD does lock on, nothing to say. They're going to try and dive the DP, but the Spirit Scythe is just keeping him so darn healthy. Snowball in there, Xingqiu. Not sure about that one. Now the rotations are in from their raid team. Nightfall trying to get a kill onto this DP, but nothing to say. It's still way too fast. Nightfall cannot keep up. They've almost lost that tier 1 mid.
We'll have to deny it here.
Middle tower
We'll get it as well, but it's a very early mid tower, minute 6, that's going to open up the map massively for LGD and their rotations. It's a huge win. We're going to see the problem of Kunkka against DP. DP reached level 6 first, Kunkka not even 6 yet, so not able to defend that tower, and they made perfect usage of that timing.
Oh, mate. DM's going to try and chase him down. There's no arena up yet. Spear off the mark. He sidestepped for mate. He's going to head down bot now, and I guess they just get started on the bottom tier 1, right? Like, there's nothing really in the way of stopping them. It's kind of like you said, the Kunkka really not having that much impact yet. Yeah, you don't have the Exorcism, but you can still just force down that tier 1 bot, and there's not really much that VIRTUS.PRO can do about it.
He has board available, so actually messed up quite badly down there, but ours is not level 6 yet. Like, he'll still need half a minute, and it might be too late to defend the bottom tower. And if you lose bottom and middle this early on into the game, though, your Raid King is gonna be in a whole lot of trouble. He's gonna have a hard time finding farm in his own jungle.
I think VP don't really want to have to force Nightfall into the triangle this early on, nor do they want him in the Dire jungle. But now Nightfall, he has his home.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Well, mid lane, bit of a smoke up here. Nothing to say in Xingqiu, going to start roaming towards the top side. So it looks like LGD want to commit to the tier 1 bot and then try to make a team fight happen up the top lane. And perhaps use the top tier 1 to actually allow everyone to rotate in, as they have started on GPK. Yeah, GPK's gone. First blood will be actually secured by nothing to say. The DP able to get the first blood, and VP just have to run. Save. Save. Very close call, but not quite.
And that's why DP is considered a hard counter to Kunkka. The hero that traditionally considered very tanky, Exorcism, Spirit Siphon, suddenly just melt like butter. GPK died in a matter of seconds, and it's very crazy to think that I just heard first blood at minute 8 in the game. So late, nobody died until then.
I actually must admit I was quite shocked myself. Couldn't believe my eyes for a second there. Mid lane, Xingqiu maybe going a little bit too far on the task. Gets the shard off, does block himself in. Now the snowball right back out. Once they got the GPK, will bring back in the task. Get the kill. First kill there for VIRTUS.PRO this game. But I've got to tell you, Black, I'm sure you're very concerned as well, but they're losing a lot of map control here, VIRTUS.PRO.
They are, and it shows in the network. They already thought to go behind. Troll now has all the space in the world to farm. His own jungle, the enemy jungle, and Raid King should be falling behind quite a bit here.
Nightfall, he's trying. Fade. It's all true. He'll get vision of Nightfall. Save's now going to move in with the Fire Spirits, but it's a bit of harassment. Meanwhile, on the river, LGD, they're coming. No Exorcism up, but they want to just try and force Nightfall out of this farming area. And now Dreamcoil going to be committed right onto that Phoenix save. He can't really do much about this. Snowball will come in from Xingqiu, and they will secure another kill. I think LGD, they're playing this perfectly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yep. Using their low movement output to secure a kill. A bit of trouble here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Torrent is there on the DP. Shots out. Boat gonna fly through. Does connect with the Spirit Siphons. It's just so much reach here. How do you get through it? Now the arena's down, but the snowball is gonna allow him to get right back out of it. The egg is down. Exorcism has been committed. They might be able to get something out of this. They've got the spear.
Straight to the bottom with you.
They want to keep going, perhaps. Why? Stuck around. That Tidebringer hit does hurt quite a bit. Now CQ even being X'd up. GPK will bring it back. Torrent, not quite on the mark. CQ deny, but won't get it. And VP suddenly having a very nice team fight for themselves.
Yeah, DP unfortunately did not have any Spirit Siphons ready. He used them both. The longest heal they have, that actually didn't have Puck Coil at the time either. Really care, didn't get locked down. VP ended up dying. Very good fight here for VP. Putting themselves on the board finally.
Is under attack.
Holding on to a 1k gold lead though.
At least VP will have a bit of time to try and get map control back. Look at the T1 top tower. The mid tower is going to be the important one to even things out. Has bought a bit of time though for their Wraith King Nightfall to get back in his own jungle. But top lane, GPK, Snowball. Gonna land, let's get X back. It's fine. She buys a very late earn on the Kunkka.
He's going for Spirit Vessels still against DP. Already finished up the Scepter.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Straight away. Region Rune. But yeah, it's not generally a pickup you see this late. Like you want to go for an earn or a Vessel really early, so you have some power timings with it, but DP already has the counter unlocked. We have seen another Spirit Vessel today in another series where Void Spirit went for it pretty late and it had absolutely no impact. And it delayed his strong timing, so I'm a little bit afraid that we're experiencing the same fate here.
Yeah, and the Say already having the answer with that Yules. Back at the farm now, Arme. Still top of the net worth board. Nightfall though, getting quite close to that Radiance. He does have the Sacred Relic up. So things are moving for VP. In terms of late game scaling, do you prefer the Wraith King? Do you prefer the Troll? Which one do you think has the better kind of mid to late game?
Wraith King versus Troll, I would generally favor Wraith King. However, I like the supporting cast of Troll much better. DP late game, an absolute monster. You have the Puck Coil late game that goes through BKB, of course, with that axe. Just way better than what Radiant have, in my opinion. Mars, Kunkka will not scale as well.
Lane TP in. Q might want to go for a smoke with his team, and they will. With the dire jungle. Where are they heading though?
Triangle probably. They're trying to find the Wraith King. They might be. Find them.
Faith is there. Dream Corp immediately on to GPK. Supplements again. GPK. He got the boat out, but it really doesn't help. Shards won't catch Kingslayer. It's fine. I guess the only bright side for VP there is Nightfall is still farming. GPK though on this Kunkka having a pretty darn bad game. So not going to feel good falling this far behind on a hero like Kunkka, which hasn't felt strong in the meta at all.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate for him. He had a very rough lane. I was trying to come back by farming a little bit, but getting caught out by the Puck Link Dagger. I mean, Kunkka is really one of those heroes that if you don't keep on top of the network for a long time, you can just fall off and feel like a glorified support. And I feel like he is unfortunately kind of heading that direction.
Triangle going to be reinvaded by VP. Nothing to say. Get X'd up. Arms immediately onto Nightfall. Now the Yule's out. They get the bounty rune. No exorcism to play with. Nightfall can start on CQ. Warriors punch committed down the arena. DM's in. Faith will follow up. Recoil is back up. They are going to commit the egg. Immediately LGD trying to rush for it, but nobody can get in range. Maybe they can. No. Save. He gets the full egg off. That will mean Beatbeyond goes down. Arme, he's going to try and fight with the battle transfer. The boat does come in, and that should mean they are safe. BP will stand their ground at Nightfall. He does get a double kill on the Wraith King. LGD overstaying their welcome.
Certainly, like you can't fight this team fight without Exorcism. And they didn't even have Coil at the time either. Just a massive act by Phoenix here, Radiant timing coming online at the same time as well. Just a whole lot of overtime burn damage from both of the heroes. Way too much for the Dire side to handle here without that Exorcism. Like they need everything they have in order to really fight back VP here. And now, game is back to even suddenly, net worth wise. Wraith King sitting at top of the net worth very comfortably.
That Radiance is really going to start to escalate now on that Wraith King.
Bounty!
LGD might feel pressured to start putting a little bit more pressure onto Nightfall. They do, immediate smoke.
They know he has no.
It's the ultis are down.
Wraith King. Quite a long time. If they catch him out here, it'd be a disaster for them. But he's moving away just in time. Oh, yeah, he's going for Roshan.
Big Roshan play.
Yeah, always an opportunity, of course, to Roach with Pro and pass, especially if you have DP on top of that. Way too fast, way too easy. Go way too fast.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Ame will take that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Probably wait out that DP ulti to be back up before they group up again. Somebody has to address the top tier 2 situation. Save. Doing a pretty darn good job of split pushing this game. That gets spotted by Ame either. I'm still in the fog.
How long he walks around here? Potentially wait for 1 or 2 waves until he pushes out the next one. Okay, Spirit Vessel finally finished. Going into the Heaven's Halberd next. They're gonna go for 2 Heaven's Halberds here. I think Wraith King is also gonna go for one. Then the Stroll is gonna have a pretty hard time fighting into them until he gets his BKB. Will be quite a ways off. Actually, screw that. He is going for BKB straight after Yasha. Not even finishing his exchange Yasha. I like that call a lot because he knows he will need it in order to kill that Phoenix egg.
That's certainly a pretty darn good game read there from Ame. I guess they might just wait till the BKB's up before they go for another team fight LGD. They might have it just in time before the Aegis does expire. If Ame is fast enough. Of course, that is going to still buy more time for Nightfall, who's working towards his own BKB now. So, battle of the BKBs in probably a few minutes. You kind of still feel like you might favor VP with all their team fight, assuming they can get the initiation they're looking for. Kind of like last fight.
It's gonna come down to this DP. If they can burst down the DP in any way, they will win a team fight. But I think if DP stays alive with that Exorcism running for the full duration, LGD is gonna claim that team fight. He's also itemizing into a BKB, so all that overtime burn, which will be mitigated, of course.
Ame. Well scouted, they weren't able to get in range of the X.
The Dire have reinforced their structures.
Feeling very confident here. Exorcism is back online.
Bottom tower is under attack.
They're gonna try to fight this.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think it's a matter of they know that the Troll needs the BKB.
Sure, like he is definitely gonna be way stronger with that BKB, but I feel like this DP right now, together with the Puckball, can do a lot of damage because they don't have any BKBs on Radiant either. Choosing to play very conservatively and just split push the bot lane and try to trade towers.
Tower is under attack.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Commit to that bottom tier 2 though.
Dire's top tower
Rather holding on to the DP ulti for now.
They just want to try to farm their BKBs. DP is about 1,000 gold off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As the Troll, so it makes sense why they would want to offensive and use his Aegis for armor.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Good lane.
Radiant's
TP in from save. Just wants to sit behind DM.
Dire's top tower
dangerous farming spot there from our Mars.
Got it. Gold for my
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Death tax. Very passive game. 7-3 to score, 10 kills in total. 1 kill every 2 minutes. Has to be one of the lowest this whole tournament, I believe.
Any more passiveness, we might have to start asking you to beatbox, Black. Just entertain the viewers for a bit.
Nah, that's a paid service, sorry. Like, it is way too good. You gotta pay some bucks to hear that. I can give you some dad jokes though. Yeah. I'm always open for those.
Please don't. Spear out onto the tier 2 tower. Q's gonna go down, Nightfall. He'll take the kill on the Rage King.
Are they gonna get this
tier 2 tower now?
Like, LGD is giving up a lot of them without any context.
Arme's getting close to the BKB, but
Dire's middle tower
it does feel like you are giving up a bit too much. VP now, they control your triangle.
Yeah, that they do. And I mean, he will finish his BKB and like 150 gold, and they'll be feeling very confident to fight. But I feel like, you know, giving everything up for free, I mean, at least make it a bit harder for them, you know? Make them think about it twice. But now, BKB up, they should be smoking up immediately. Aegis is still there for another 20 seconds, so they won't be able to do that. I think with those BKBs online, they are looking perfect position to take the next team fight.
You're gonna run out of the Aegis in 15 seconds. In fact, make it 10. So you kind of traded the Aegis for the BKB now. You know, it still feels kind of nice with the BKB 10-second charge, but well, there goes the Aegis. LGD, they are smoked up. They're moving their way through the Radiant jungle. They are going to see GPK in the mid lane. Snowball immediately in. GPK does not have one. He gets shot up though. Arena is down to DM at the egg. Is going to be there right outside the arena. Nobody can focus it down. LGD going to have to back off for a bit, but now they can go right back in without GPK being up. It's going to be a nice easy team fight for LGD. GPK doesn't want to buy back. Nightfall, he's going to be forced to BKB himself. Now the buyback there for GPK. They're going to try and turn this one around. Nothing to say, they already kill off DM. Back on Arme though, he did not get the battle test off in time. Now GPK kills off Q and they want more VP. They make it work.
Yeah, they overstayed their welcome here big time on LGD, using both BKBs to kill the Kanka, and then Puck still blinked in further, calling two people, and they just can't fight without BKBs. Like, this Radiance is too strong against the Troll, he will miss it way too much. Exorcism was running out already. I feel like they should have just been happy, you know, taking the Kanka kill, then disengage. You can see it here. It was very well played by the Tusk with the shards, but they had to expend both BKBs just to kill that Kanka. And just, as I said, after that, there's just no way that you can fight against Radiance Kanka. Radiance Wraith King, sorry. It's way too powerful at this point. You can kill him with your BKBs. Once the BKBs are down, he's the king of the game. Quite literally.
You saw the buyback immediately. Immediately after the BKB popped, the buyback was out from GPK and was helping turn the team fight. LVP feeling very confident. Still a slight net worth lead for them. Neither side really too far ahead. VIRTUS.PRO, they do have the slight power advantage, but that's about it. PSG.LGD still looking pretty fine.
They're looking good, but you want a bit more from like your two BKB reveals, you know? You don't just want to lose a fight on the back of two BKB reveals. A little bad for them. Now it's smoke up here by VP. Trying to catch them off guard. Only have a master initiate with blink, they gotta.
HP on, he'd be a nice pick-off.
Oh, they're just cutting the tower down.
Tower is under attack.
Wraith King is just going for the tower.
Then
screw you all.
Fair enough. He's going to TP back down to the bot lane to try and defend Arme. Needs to be cautious. They are sneaking up from behind of the arena. Going to be nice for Arme. He got the BKB in time. Right onto the lane king with another great egg. Or is it? They're going to try and focus it with the battle sense. They do get it. They get it down. Save without buyback. Now VP, can they fight without it? Well, they've got Arme anyway. Battle Tap's down. Means the troll will die. VP falling quite low. Nothing to say. He's trying to run his way out now as more buybacks are flying out. Save. Back to the team fight with the Sun Ray. Nothing to say. Looking not really that tanky. snowball, gonna bring him right back in. This is not where they want to be in LGD. They're still going, nothing to say. Back up to healthy. Now Faith Beyond in the backside, gets JPK on the conker. Is he actually just gonna outrun the side of VP? He will.
Yeah, the back of that frozen sigil from Puck. Starting movement speed down by far too much. Puck makes it out of there. But you can just see, like, these long, drawn-out fights, they really favor VP. As soon as those BKBs are down, this troll is just food. Spirit Vessel on him, Wraith King beating into him, and his BKB is running lower and lower. Once he has a 5-second BKB, he's gonna feel so damn uncomfortable to fight this game, like, at all, really. That's why I said Wraith King is one of the better heroes against troll. Because post BKB, you just make him your peasant, basically, the Wraith King would say.
The same, mid lane, Nightfall, gonna get Yule Stop, Shards out. Nightfall is fairly alone, nobody's around him. He gets his BKB off, Tombstone's down. Teammates slowly making their way over. With the sun rain down, Nightfall might be okay, but no, they are still going. They are committed. Marina on the floor with the green coil. Faith Beyond holding them all down. Arme, he will pop the battle thread. Back on a Nightfall. The Wraith King looking very squishy now. He's gone.
That
very confident farming position from Nightfall, and they even get saved.
There was a massive blunder. Now they're suddenly up 8k. What?
So what if I slash it?
I'm so surprised by his gold shift. Like, what the hell has happened? Wraith King there, of course, like, he's way out of position, and LGD just punished him straight away. It was a huge blunder there by the Wraith King.
Nightfall, a rare mistake over the series. They're +1.
He was completely
for them. Roshan's up.
Actually crazy.
Roshan's up in 15 as well, Black.
Yeah, that should be a pretty easy one for LGD here once more. Aegis Troll. Still, without BKB, he's not gonna feel very confident fighting, even with that Aegis. But now it's up 8k gold, which won't go deep into being a very strong powerhouse. He's closing into the Shiva's guard. Once he has that, Wraith King is gonna feel very uncomfortable fighting with the DP as well. Just DP scaling too well, you know. Like, Exorcism generally falls off. Spirit Siphon scales with your own max health, so he's very happy to go late game against Kunkka and Wraith King. He's gonna be possibly even be the main problem, you know. Like, Troll is a problem, sure, but his DP might potentially be a bigger one.
Faith Beyond, speed up, DM. Get the timing right with the torrent. Nice. They have the control.
Well played here by the Mars. And immediate smoke up.
Without the puck, they feel quite confident to fight. Gonna move in. GD, they are reading this quite well. They've kind of dissipated across the map. Nobody really in an awkward position to get caught out.
Yeah, DP also forgot to pick up a neutral item, the Psychic Headband.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Uh-oh.
That's gonna go into the getting fined by the coach book.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Where is
it lying there at the small camp? Yeah, Mars picked it up, I believe. Yeah, he did. Mars just stole that neutral item. And Psychic Headband is a pretty damn good item for Puck, so yeah, I'm not gonna be too happy about that.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Might fall back down to that bot tier 1 tower. He's still pretty darn strong in the raid. He's still the highest net worth hero.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
DD though, smoking up through the Radiant jungle. I'm straight to BK. This Kunkka, he's had such a hard time this game, and it's not going to get that much easier. He just gets bursted down so darn quick by LGD. Now, DP's out, no, recall, they have caught out the Wraith King. Nightfall gonna try and run with the BKB, but they're gonna chase him down. A great chance now from CQ to lock him in before the staircase, and now they have the control with the Tombstone. Nightfall, he's gonna try and fight, but he is all alone. They even whip him before he dies.
I like this itemization, but nothing to say. He's going into his own AC to counter the Wraith King's AC. Nullifying the effect of it. Much better than the Shiva Scout this game. They're making very smart item decisions here on the PSG side. Now with that Exorcism up, they're trying to threaten high ground. He has no buyback on the Wraith King for 4 minutes. Without Wraith King, it's going to be incredibly difficult to really do anything here. They might lose one side, potentially even. It's not true because of the
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Solar Crest even going to be there from White. Really speed things up here for Arme.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Great support, even salves him up.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Good.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
For the troll.
Oh, Spear is there, DM. Locks him down. Sunray is doing a lot of damage. Does force the BKB usage out of Arme. GD immediately out of there now. 13k net worth lead, and
on board.
Black, might I add, your sound effects, amazing. Thank you for that.
Oh, you like him? There's a
oh, absolutely.
Where those came from.
Please.
In fact, I kid you not, I was very popular with my teammates for all the sound effects I always made after the games, or sometimes even during the games.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. I can't believe
Valve
sure they approached me at be, you know, the special effects master.
Neither can I, Black. Your sound effects are impeccable. I couldn't tell the difference for a second there.
Exactly.
I thought it was in game.
Yeah, that's just my power. Like, I have the talent to have only useless talents. That is my talent. He's just gonna be reclaimed here in 50. So they might potentially be looking for one more fight with it, but probably not. Just wants to farm up his Abyssal Blade. Now Troll
Dire's bottom tower is under
top
attack.
net worth spot. Filthy rich on him.
Come and fight me.
LGD into the Radiant Triangle again.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I think
Abyssal Blade very close for Arme.
Time to reverse rolls, MLP. How do they come back into this
Dire's
game?
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh. You know, I don't know. I'm looking at Nightfall. Obviously, it's kind of on his shoulders, right? A bit more farm. Abyssal Blade kind of nice, but you know what I'm thinking, Black? Aghanim Scepter Divine Rapier. That's what I want to see from Nightfall.
Aghanim Scepter Divine Rapier. I dig it. I would love to see it. So hopefully we will. But you just saw like how fast he dies under the Spirit Siphon and Exorcism. His DP is a real problem, but you can't just ignore the Troll either. And as I said before, these forces are scaling too well on this Dire side. Sure, your Wraith King is very strong, but your Kunkka at this point kind of feels like a glorified support. And so does Marks. They offer a little bit of disable here and there, but no damage whatsoever. They're gonna have huge damage problems in the next teamfight. All on Phoenix, all on Wraith King.
I mean, DK is basically just a walking boat at this point. X is kind of nice as well, and that's it.
That's why we don't see Kunkka played more. It's just, he can be really damn underwhelming if he doesn't have a great game.
You know what I'm really afraid about, Black?
What's that?
I've been saying this to John for a while as well, but I feel like Tinker's due for a buff, and it scares me a lot. To go back into that very boring, slow, don't stick up the Tinker. In fact, hold that thought, because in the triangle, they are going to go in on the DM. In fact, they down Kingslayer as well. DM is going to try and fight back with his BKB, but Arme has the control with the ensnare, just locking him down. He drops the arena to at least buy some more time for his team, but nothing to say. He's getting to work, getting the job done. And he's going to be committed. Nightfall going to try and protect it. Nothing to say, just getting it down with Arme, and now the battle trance is there. Onto the Wraith King. He will lose the first life and more than likely the second, as he has nobody around him. He'll try to TP out, but the Walrus Punch is there in time.
Yeah,
they're on high ground again.
Yeah, PSG just know that they have no damage right now to deal with them at all. Wraith King has a buyback, so does Phoenix. They're gonna use it to, you know, kind of push him back a little bit, maybe. Maybe they're not even gonna be scared enough to go back. Troll's still hitting the tower. Falling so damn fast, man.
Radiant's middle barracks
Fire Spirits to slow it down a little bit. Ame breaking his arms. The attacks that are so darn fast. He'll leave and
step lively now.
Right, if we could go back to the previous conversation now, you were saying I brought up the whole Tinker issue that I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I'd argue Tinker is already too strong in games where he's good and too weak in games where he's like a very delicate hero to balance, right? Like if you buff him more, then in games where he's already strong, he's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. Be careful when you walk down that line of balance in that hero. I don't want to have a hero just defend high ground in all towers. Definitely, and also be a huge contributor. Don't want to have that back. Tinker should be a situational pick, and right now I think he is. It's just people are afraid of experimenting with him. I think he has played Dota already.
Well, there you have it, Ice Frog. If you are listening, Black, a professional player with Dota 2, don't buff him, just nerf him over and over again.
Don't nerf him either.
You want to
Tinker hater. Just leave him be. Wait until he gets a little competitive, maybe. Strength and weaknesses. Don't nerf him
too far.
Don't nerf him.
Just delete him. Much easier. Saves you the time. Saves the Arnold. This could be a big team fight. LGD, they get the free coil. They're caught free. Arena down. Suddenly, everything being thrown out, but they have so many enemies surrounding them in this arena. Nightfall, he just can't hit anyone right now. ENG is finally down, but they're going to have plenty of time to take it out. Now DM, he is still trapped up by the charms. He is gone.
30k gold lead now.
And that's it, GG.
Is called.
They call it.
Very uneventful game, unfortunately. Like the draft was heavily favoring PSG.LGD, and they didn't really ever drop the ball. Wraith King was very fast. He had a pretty good game. In the end, it was just 1 versus 5, really. He had 4 support heroes behind him. Not enough damage.
Yeah, LGD, I mean, they were looking to be the underdog in this matchup. Once again, they prove everyone wrong. VIRTUS.PRO unable to even take a game off them. I'd say they're looking very solid moving in through these playoffs. And they need to be. Their next opponents are going to be Secret, so bit unfortunate that they have to go up against Secret straight away, but that's what they've got. And with that, of course, Black, we are going to head over to the panel and see what they had to think about this whole series in general.
And gods, and here to break down the game, we had higher expectations from VIRTUS.PRO, but at the same time, I think PSG.LGD, Neil, they overperformed this series. I feel like compared to what we were expecting.
I've seen a steady trajectory from them throughout wildcards, group stage, and now here at playoffs. They continually step up their play, despite the fact that their drafts don't necessarily change that much. They have a wide hero pool for sure, but their style is pretty consistent and definitely underwhelmed with VP. I don't really know what to make of them after this. Sure, LGD are looking really, really hot, but if you're gonna like go for a comfort hero like Kunkka, you need to make it look better than this.
Yeah.
And they had their own. They took the Phoenix away from LGD. It didn't look nearly as intimidating in VP's hands.
Yeah, I think there were some small adjustments that, you know, they kind of tried to match the team fight, taking the Phoenix Mars for themselves, but at the same time, it just felt like the other matchups in the other roles didn't work. Troll just looked like a much better carry than the Wraith King this game. You can see why LGD, Ame prioritized it 2 games in a row. They just first 2 picked their carry with another, well, this game with another core in game 1. Not the case, but Ame Troll looks like a maybe must-ban hero.
But they first phase it, so what? Like, are you gonna let the Ame Monkey King through, or the Ame Io? Like, what's pick your poison?
Or the support.
I don't know.
You have to take away the Phoenix away. Zinq Tusk.
I think for the second time today, we mentioned it briefly during the draft as well. For the second time today, we saw the Mars Phoenix countered. It is so simple to just buy a BKB. So if you're not able to take the majority of the game or a big lead before BKBs come online from the enemy team, you might as well not pick it. I think it's like that's as far as an opener goes. On hindsight, it feels weak.
Yeah, definitely a lot more vulnerabilities than I was inclined to believe.
Yes.
After seeing it in China's hands time and time again, I'm like, oh, it's guaranteed team fight. Easy execution. Both of you just press R, life's good. It's apparently not quite that simple. And I have no read on VP now. I don't know if it's just LGD overperforming, like you said, or VP underperforming, or both, or I don't know.
Or maybe it's VP coming in with an idea of games and they are lacking the experience of the meta shift that happened over the last 2 days. Could also
that's part of it. LGD's just been getting better and better. I think day one wildcards, they were definitely didn't look like a top 3 team.
In game 1. You remember that the Monkey King game that you and I were like, is this dude ever going to buy a BKB?
He won that game, all right?
He won that game, but still.
Eventually.
That was the first dip, you know. Since then, PSG.LGD, I mean, honestly, in the groups, I think they were the best team, even though it was ThunderPrede who ended up. I think ThunderPrede was the second best team in the groups. LGD, yeah, they finished second, but they didn't care about those last 2 games. They were just experimenting, trying some different stuff. The way they played Dota, the way they were winning, closing out games was just really impressive. And they're going to be a scary matchup for Team Secret.
They are, because I agree with both of you. It has been an upward trajectory, and this team is giving off major Wings vibes, maybe, perhaps. I mean, they do have 2 of the players in the squad, so
that's fair.
you know, they might have a little bit of that magic left. We're gonna, of course, find out when they continue in the upper brackets. But first, with this series done, with this game done, who would you vote for as MVP? There's so many options. There's a lot of people playing really well. I do want to point out the positioning of some of the tombstones. It's superb.
I kind of forgot that
no Undying Love? What's this?
I mean, it did some good tombstones.
He had some great tombstones.
I think the standout maybe pick and just play was from the Death Prophet for me. I think putting it over in the mid lane, there was no Death Prophet answers this game, so.
Sure, but you're giving the MVP to Death Prophet is not very exciting.
Yeah.
Do you really want to? Yeah, do you really want to give it to nothing?
I vetoed the Undying. You could veto the Death Prophet. So
I
Neil,
wanted to give it to Ame. I wanted to give it to Troll Warlord.
Oh, okay. I'm okay with that.
There we go.
He makes that hero looks like the next top tier carry.
First phase, I only thought Monkey King was worthy of first phase. Now Troll Warlord, at least in Ame's hands, seems like a close contender as well.
Yeah. There were some fights he didn't pop Battle Trance, one in particular.
Yes, that's true.
We looked at the replay was there. Then he was cleaved by the Kunkka. He didn't see really like the last thing coming. He was trying to min-max his performance.
It's true. I mean, I said Ame is known to throw, but he'll always get the dub in the end.
Yes, it's on. Yeah, it really is the Ame way. Like he plays that kind of high risk, high reward. He'll have a few mistakes, but overall he delivers.
Yeah, super strong showing from PSG.LGD. VIRTUS.PRO will have to go back to the drawing board. We mentioned before the series started, they are the youngest team here, and they didn't really have much of a challenge in their own region in terms of the Dota. Seems like they have met quite the challenge here in Singapore, and we're going to find out if they can make a run in the lower bracket and if they can recover, because that is, in a young team like this, they've not experienced this beatdown before. This is the first time they've been beat down in such an important tournament as handedly as PSG.LGD just did, and you need to try to recover from that mentally as a squad.
The maybe not so good news is they face a Quincy Crew team who's looked pretty impressive so far.
Yeah.
The good news is it's a slightly crippled Quincy Crew playing with a stand-in, so VP definitely go into that one as favorites, but the lack of match experience here and the fact that, you know, they're coming off of a loss where their playstyle didn't work may be a little concerning.
Yeah, they do have oh no, they don't have any full day to think about this because they do play it again tomorrow. But let's take a quick look. As you see on the screen, the bracket, it is ginormous. We're filling it in as we go, and we have our 2 upper bracket series ready in 2 days, but lower bracket is first, and eliminations are going to happen. 4 of them, actually. We're going to lose 4 teams tomorrow, and anyone in particular, any series in particular that you guys are most excited for. VP Quincy Crew, I will already say I'm very curious as to how that goes, because yes, Quincy Crew is crippled, but Peloson looks like he's fitting in quite well, and they've had even more times to gel now. And they look quite good, actually.
Yeah, I'm most excited for that one. I think it's just really good storyline. You've got that kind of cross-regional matchup. two really promising, young, kind of upcoming teams. Quincy Crew being around a bit longer and have a few veterans, have played at some majors with at least part of their roster, but I think that's a really highlight matchup for me.
Fine, I'll campaign for region-on-region violence
Ooh.
with Fnatic versus Neon, because I thought that, well, I guess history did repeat itself in the DPC with IG versus Vici. So if that trend is to continue, and regions do have strong intel on themselves, then Fnatic should just sweep Neon, no questions asked.
And OB Neon is also one of the teams that is playing with a stand-in, and maybe even two stand-ins tomorrow.
They got way better once they got all their stand-ins, though.
Credit to death.
So I think that maybe that's a power-up, it's having all these stand-ins. Then Fnatic's gonna be like, what the hell, this is not the Neon that we remember beating.
Well, who knows? Maybe indeed OB Neon. I would say it's an upset if they do manage to beat Fnatic. That's going to be a very exciting one. Of course, we're also going to have for the third time this tournament, which is mad because both of these teams came from the wild cards, Vici versus Team Liquid. And I think...
Thunder Predator Aster?
Then Thunder Predator Aster. Yeah, to cover all our bases. That's all our series.
And Vici Liquid, first time Vici won 2-0, then Liquid won 2-0. So round 3.
Round 3. I mean, that's like a best of 3 in itself, sort of, in a way. Who wins the decider one? We're going to find out tomorrow. It's been a great day of playoffs. We haven't seen any teams eliminated yet, but that will come. We'll, of course, work our way through to the one team, to the champion, coming Sunday. But we'll take it a day at a time. And today was a fantastic day to be a Dota 2 fan. And that is all because of the tremendous efforts that One Esports and PGL are putting in to allow us to do our job. But of course also our amazing sponsors. We're very happy with them and we are very thankful for their support. They're JBL, Toomey, Logitech, Secret Lab, Shopee, Tinder, and I'm forgetting one, DBS. Was that enough? Was that 7?
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right, yes.
And the Singapore Tourism Board.
Yes, but they will be mentioned at the end. But now that you already did that, that's fine as well. The Singapore Tourism Board, they make sure that everything goes according to all the rules, and they allow everybody to actually be here, which I'm very thankful for, because I get to drink some awesome bubble tea, thanks to God Parker today, actually. And last but not least, thank you to our wonderful broadcast partners. It is Huya.com and EGG Network. There you go. I'm very happy that that the day is over because I can't wait for eliminations. You all know that I like some blood, sweat, and tears, and I love upper bracket. The Dota is so good and so polished. Not in the lower bracket. Not in the lower bracket. We're gonna have some action, some sweat, and definitely a lot of pressure on the players, and they're gonna perform to they're gonna perform their hearts out. We're gonna continue tomorrow, 9:45 Singaporean time. I know you do not want to miss that, so we will see you then.